If possible, I would request like if the judges want to switch on their cameras, I can, and the POCs
Yeah, sure.
can also.
You
Please
want
let us know once the live stream has started. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, so we can start, I guess. Good evening to all the jury members, the participants, and the live audience who are watching our YouTube stream. As we all know, today we are here for the final evaluation round for the first edition of HACKNITRR. So, what are the achievements that the entrepreneurship cell in IT Raipur achieved during this hackathon is? We successfully received 350 applications on Devfolio, and out of these, we are proud to share that most of the students that are attempting hackathon for the first time. In saying about the numbers, 200 plus students were from the second year and the first years. And we hope that this hackathon gives a great start to all the beginners and great learning to all the participants as well. ECEL and IT Raipur supports open ideas and innovations. So for this hackathon, the teams were asked to choose a problem statement of their own choice. Giving a brief description, what the teams have been following the process till now. 41 teams appeared for the round one evaluation after working for 10 hours on their selected problem statements, and out of which 18 teams were shortlisted for round two. In round two, the teams presented their work after 24 hours of their progress, and out of these all 18 teams, 8 teams were shortlisted and will be presenting us their projects right now in front of the jury members. So I would like to ask Garvita to invite the first team for their presentation.
Good evening, everyone. So I would like to invite Team Alien Hearts from NIT Raipur to join the meet. Hello, team. So I welcome you to final round. You have got 10 minutes of time. You can present your presentation for 6 minutes, and rest of the time would be utilized by judges for question and answer round. You may begin now.
Hello, thank you, ma'am. Is my screen visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Chahat, a second year computer science student.
I am Shreyans, second year computer science engineering graduate of NIT Raipur.
And we are Team Alien Heart. We are the aspiring young entrepreneurs to be, and we are presenting before you our very own application,
Triple.
a computer vision desktop application. The problem statement that we chose is the problem statement of Smart India Hackathon, that is, real-time based facial and gesture recognition system.
So we started out with this particular problem statement, but by the end of our production, by the end we developed our product, we solved these many problem statements, a multitude of them. The first one, real-time facial gesture and hand gesture recognition desktop application, reduction of e-waste generation, and a mental health predictor. We'll walk you through all these use cases as we do the live demo.
So, before taking you all to the application, Shreyansh, why don't you tell you all how the evolution of writing actually started?
The evolution of writing started with our great ancestors, monkeys, scribbling on the floor. Then it went to the Stone Age where they started carving on rocks. Then it went to the Bronze Age when they started carving on metal. And then the last one was paper. But now We are here to do a paradigm shift. We are here to pitch before you not one product, not two products, but an idea. We have to pitch before you an idea of no-touch revolution. That's why we present before you Air-Driven.
Welcome to Air-Dribble. The no-touch revolution is here. We present you with wide range of products powered by computer vision that will change the way you interact with technology. Let me tell you something about our Air-Dribble. It will be the #1 source for experiencing no-touch feature to assess multiple crafting things that will change the future of interacting with technology.
Our vision and mission is to refresh the world, create engrossing technology, optimism and enjoyable products, and making user-friendly experience. Features. The topmost feature that our product offers is the no-touch. Our platform will allow you to have a hands-free experience of interacting with technology. It will be a fun experience, it will be more interactive than ever, and it will allow better collaboration in teams and teachings.
So, we have made our application with an integral part of artificial intelligence, that is, computer vision and the machine learning. Computer vision. It is the field of artificial intelligence that enables computers and systems to derive meaningful information from digital images, videos, and other visual inputs and take actions or make recommendations based on the information. The OpenCV. OpenCV is an open source computer vision and machine learning software library.
OpenCV. How we use OpenCV? We used OpenCV to interact with the system webcam. We used OpenCV to convert the image, live image, into a NumPy array of floats, and then convert it back into the image. We used it to flip the image, as we'll show you in the Air-Dribble module, and we also used it to draw lines on the screen.
The MediaPipe. MediaPipe is an open source framework from Google for building multi-modal, cross-platform applied ML pipelines. It is performance optimized with end-to-end on-device inference in mind.
How do we use MediaPipe? So basically, MediaPipe is a Google library that provides you with a hand mesh as well as a face mesh. So all we have to do is to keep note of those data points, keep track of those data points, and store their IDs, store their X coordinates and Y coordinates in a list or a tuple, and then iterate through it recursively to make our application as some logical deductions, which we'll walk you through in the code.
So, the steps we followed in the timeline of the hackathon is #1, the ideation phase. #2, integrating MediaPipe library. #3, using OpenCV to interact with webcam. #4 is understanding the matrix of data points of hands and faces and making list of their IDs, X coordinate and Y coordinate. #5, using object-oriented programming methodology in Python.
So our code was getting longer and longer, and we were finding a hard time to debug it, right? So we modularized our code, and using object-oriented programming methodology, we separated out the code in some separate classes and then imported it back, and we used functional programming to reduce the redundant code and to call the same function again and again.
#6, adding the Flask backend and calling the application as a function on button click. #7, packaging the application for distribution. So we provide very enlightened products like interacting learning programs, face gestures. We have also included a special feature that is the no-touch gaming. So we'll be soon letting you see in all the 3 products. #1.
You have 1 minute more.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
#1, the Air-Dribble, a desktop native application built using Python.
The data points. This is the data points, which we'll walk you through all this in the live demo as time of PPT is limited.
These are some of the pictures that we take while we show. The smile detector, it's also a desktop native application built using Python. And this smile detector is also in problem. We are using it as a problem statement of SIH to cure mental health. The face mesh and the smile detector. So before letting you to see the live
now our PPT is over. Now you're going to see the live demo of our website as well as our products.
Yeah. So this is our website.
This is a website that the user will see. From here, you can access all the products with just a button click. We have the features. Just clicking on the button, you can see all the information related to our product. We have the download button where you can download the zip file and install it in your system. All the features are mentioned here. This is the feature section. This is the counter, which will show you all the quantitative analysis of our application. This is the product section, which we were able to see all the 3 products, how you can use it. And then the team section, where you can see our team, that is I am Shansh Kaur, software developer, and Chahat is front-end engineer. Here is the map of NIT Raipur. So this was our website, and now we should go to the live demo.
Yeah.
So you can wait. I'm stopping my webcam because my application is desktop native, so it will require my webcam to operate. Yes. So is my screen visible? I have to stop.
Yeah, it's visible now.
It's visible, right? So as you can see, the server is up and running. With just a button click, it goes on to the browser. Here you can access our product. So just button click, you will see our first product popping out from the module. Yeah. Can you see this?
Yes.
So I can go backwards. And this is the new age revolution. We are making an editable canvas which will allow you to draw anything on the screen that you like with just the gestures of your fingers. We are totally eliminating the needs of any hardware, software, hardware related thing. As we know that this also solves a much bigger problem that we have, that is e-waste generation. I will also walk you through about that. So this is how our model will work. So as you can see, the tip of the index finger, which is 8, with the tip of the data finger, which has a data point 8, is upward, and the tip of the middle finger, which has a data point of 10, is up. So when both the fingers are up, then we are in the selection mode, and then we can select through any color like this, and then we can select through any color this. And when only the data point of the eighth data point, that is the tip of the index finger, is up, then we can draw anything that we want. We can also rub and go. We select the eraser. So all these things, and you can see these pictures are changing, right? This is not a single picture. This is an overlay of 4 pictures. We are iterating through all of these in real time. Yeah, as you can see, this is the module. It will be a revolution because we are totally eliminating the need of any hardware that is required to draw anything on the screen. This would be a total revolution, as it will be more collaborative and more interactive than ever.
And we are running over time.
Yes, ma'am. And Viren Khatri sir told us to reduce the latency,
and we managed to reduce it.
And we managed to reduce it by improving our algorithm, and it's reduced its time complexity, and now our algorithm is 2 times more faster. So this was the first product.
Chance shift to the smile.
Yeah. With just a button click, you go to the smile detector. So this is the smile detector, as you can see.
And we're happy to tell that we got a very good compliment by Sumit sir. He was there in the last, and he told us that he want to, personally contact us so that we can help him in the thermal screening thing that he's working on with the help of our application.
So this, you can see, this not only identifies my smile or my gestures, it also identifies static objects. Right? You can see it correctly infers this. This is how our application, and we are not just limiting here. We are going towards more gestures, and we are going towards more.
And we'll also incorporate
this in mental health devices like IoT. We will try to incorporate this in a mental health related problem statement in IoT device.
Stop your screen.
Yeah, I'm stopping my screen now. Yeah, so Saket sir told us that he was very happy, so we are also like
Let's
to reiterate.
go to judges.
Ma'am, just a second. We have also made
no touch gaming.
A no touch gaming also. It's a Python script that lets you control your favorite games via hand gestures. Like you can see, we made it in hill climb race. So these are some of the images. As we are lagging in time, we can't show you right now. We want to also mention the challenges
we faced. The first one was understanding the location of data points. Like you can see, the smile detector works, how it works. We are basically doing, we are taking note of the data points of the terminals of the lips and the middle of the lips. And when the Y coordinate of the terminals of the lips goes upward than the middle of the lips, then we infer that a person is smiling. So I basically invested 4 to 5 hours to figure out that. So that's how I made the smile detector. And similarly, the air dribble is similar like that. We use CV2 library to follow on the screen. And the second challenge that we faced was hosting this application online. So we tried our best to host the application on Heroku, but we were not able to, as Heroku offers only 500 MBs of CPU service. And we asked Viren sir also, he said that it was not possible, so we got a good compliment there. Yeah.
So our next step will be to integrate a deep learning model with our application, which will correctly identify the patterns drawn by the user. We'll also incorporate in IoT devices the smile detector so that we can use it for mental health patients.
Yeah.
That's all from our side.
That's all from our side. We are here to pitch you not just an idea. We are in the HACKNITRR of eCell. So we are here pitching you an idea of no touch revolution.
Thank you.
And we have the first mover advantage here because nobody has just tried to monetize this kind of field.
Teams, the time is up. So I would like to request the judges to please ask the questions they have.
Okay, yeah. Welcome, Alien Art. First of all, some good progress that we can see. My one question, where you are using, you mentioned you're using MediaPipe, right? And you also said you are using Heroku. So in which of the places you are using both of them?
In both, sir. Sir, you can see
In both,
that
as
we
in,
are
like, I want to learn in terms of the product. In which segment of the product you have incorporated those segments?
Sir, we have used the MediaPipe library to get the face mesh,
Mm.
and when we are iterating through the face mesh, like it prints the face mesh on the screen, right? When it's
Mm.
iterating through the face mesh, we are just
Mm.
keeping note of, we are storing the IDs of the data points that we are focusing on, like this tip of the terminals of the lips and the middle of the lips. And when that ID matches that ID of the data points of the ID that we are storing, that's it. Using simple if else statement, we are appending one in it. Like when this happens, we append one. When it does not happen, we append zero. So when the count of it becomes greater than three, when three of our condition matches, then we say that bang, yeah, you are smiling. So that's why how our application was made in Smile Detector. And in Air what we did was just like it provides
So
us
yeah,
the hand.
isn't MediaPipe also provides those solutions in itself?
MediaPipe only
The
provides
face
you the
dis
hand mesh. No, no,
Yeah, I don't.
that is
It
an
doesn't.
object detection. Yes,
Mhm.
MediaPipe provides an object
Mhm.
detection that is used for ML mod. They don't provide that
Mhm.
solution in face mesh. And that object
Okay.
detection can only be incorporated if you have a ML background and if you
Mhm.
incorporate that kind of ML model into your file using
Okay,
Hardcast.
got it, got it. Yeah. You also said you have made the desktop native application, right?
Yes.
So how you have made it, like how you are configuring your, how you are distributing the project as of now, your Python
Yes.
project.
As
Zip
of now,
file.
as of now we have just made a zip folder so that it also has a set of instruction that is 3-step instruction. You have to install Python. You have to install
Okay,
Python
so
and
is
after.
it, as of now, I can see it is not a build, it is not a shippable product, rather it is a simple Python script that you can run and use it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we also
How you
made a
can make
Python
it,
application, web application.
how you
Yes,
can
sir.
make it cross-platform application?
I was thinking about that, but the time was up, and I got to know that
Okay, if you were to,
autopy.py
uh-huh.
something is converting the Python script into exe files. So that will allow us to just click with a single click, it will just run. And I've also created a pip package that is hosted on the test py package library. We can also pip
What is the
install.
accuracy? So for you, you said you are actually detecting faces via some algorithms, right? Probably you might be using some research papers and stuff to implement those things, right? So what are the benchmark of those research papers
We
that
have
you have
we have
incorporated?
got 8 out of 10, so 80% accuracy.
80% accuracy is there. Okay. And like I have one concern here. Like you said that static phase, you can also detect the static phase, but I see it more like a bug. Because like in whenever whenever we are doing something live, we often want to reduce those like those detections where the person is actually putting a single image rather than like they're not actually present over there. So how, if
Okay,
you let's say let's say if you want to detect the real time whether like if anyone is not actually posting their single A4 images, then how you can how you can differentiate between them? How will you differentiate between them if you are to implement it?
sir, we will incorporate a little more better version of our product, the second version,
How? Yeah,
in
yeah.
which
I want to
in
know
which
the little bit more version
yes,
of
sir.
that one.
In which we will
How you
try
will implement it?
in which we will try to see the nearby background of the picture. In which we will
Okay.
see the nearby background, because as we know the real face has a 3D image, 3D image kind of thing. It will
Mm-hmm.
has some bends. It will have some bends near the cheeks. It will have some bends near the ears. That won't be possible in a static file, right? So we will
So
incorporate those X.
how you will detect that using
Yes,
the
sir.
single 2D camera that is there in the any of the
It is
laptops or
possible.
any of the
Yes,
webcams?
sir, it is. So now what we are
Uh-huh.
doing, the
Uh-huh.
media library does not only provide X and Y coordinates. It
Mm-hmm.
provides X coordinates, Y coordinates, and Z coordinates. Till
Okay.
now, I hadn't used the Z coordinate because I was appending the list till
Mm-hmm.
two places like 0 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
So if I
Okay.
incorporate the Z coordinate also, then I can visualize that Z index of the picture and try to solve this problem.
Okay. Yeah, so you said you had some trouble deploying it on Heroku. Why did not you try deploying it on some AWS services? Because AWS also you can get some free credits to work with, right?
AWS, I don't like have some knowledge about AWS till now. Like I don't know
Okay.
if it's possible on AWS. I only work with Heroku because I was totally a JavaScript type of person, so I was
Okay.
not aware of
Okay.
AWS.
Also, I just want to know about like okay, yeah, this all looks cool, like the funky things we can draw and stuff. Like I want to know the practical implication of all the things that you have made. Like in industry where you can have like some certain section of people and is their business, is their daily operations and stuff. Can you
The
list
AI
some
trip.
of those? places.
The
Yeah.
AIEEE could be collaborated with Google Teams, Zoom, and to meet all the teaching programs through which all the teaching process go on.
Instead of whiteboarding, like
But
they need to have some
only 2D,
hardware to
right?
use.
It is only 2D, right? It is not 3D thing.
It is 2D, but they have to have some hardware to do that, right? You can use a
No, you
mouse.
don't need hardware. You can just go on the Google drawing board, write itself in the Gmeet, and you can draw with your mouse. And
The
nowadays,
mouse, right?
you
It
can
won't be
get
that
some
interactive if you
GPI.
are.
Yeah, this
If
is
you are
what the
working.
revolution we are trying to bring. That
Yes, sir.
stop
We are
using the
basically
keyboard
removing the
mouse
kind
and
of
use it to hack
any
things.
dependency on hardware. So
But
we don't
yeah,
want.
what I'm saying
Students will
is,
also like it more and they'll involve in the teaching process more, I guess.
Yes.
okay, that is one case. Okay, that is one case that we can see apart from it. And
Apart
how
from
do you
it, we
think
can use it
you
for.
saw about are you aware about the Microsoft HoloLens? The Microsoft HoloLens, are you aware about it?
Haven't.
Having
Okay. So it is actually it is augmented reality headset, and they're actually working with Adobe and other people who are actually in industries and stuff like that. So they with their virtual headsets, it is totally augmented reality thing. It is not virtual, it is augmented reality. So you see it in the real time as well as you can draw and do all those things with their instruments, right? So let's say if you were to implement those things with the current configuration, without integrating those headsets and stuff, because right now, I saw you drawing on the screen, and yeah, it was cool. But how you can make it 3D? Like you said, you use MediaPipe to detect the faces and stuff, and you were not using the Z coordinates and stuff. So how you can make it 3D? How you can make it 3D ready? Where if I draw something on the screen,
yeah, the
just
3D
using
level.
the camera, just using the webcam on the laptop,
It
I
becomes
can
3D.
record the whole thing in a 3D space, and probably I can use it. I think that will be more helpful because for 2D
That's
we
a good
already have
suggestion, sir.
solutions.
That's a good
Something like
suggestion.
a
We'll
hologram
try
would work.
definitely try to incorporate. We will use the same similarly as I said in face mesh. The hand mesh also is providing.
But don't
And
you think it will burn down the laptop? A lot of the resources will be needed.
basically it creates a TensorFlow Lite delegate of 2 GB. It does not require anything apart from that.
Yes,
So that's why we are
2
trying
GB
to host this on
dependency of 2 GB is very much, right? No one wants to
But it
install
is
the
possible on
application.
the possible this to possible to host this application or some Arduino or Raspberry Pi something. They provide 2 GB RAM special separate hardware. But yeah,
I
sir,
think it
for
will. I think it will still burn out. You will have to build some custom hardware, I think. Okay, so how will you scale it? Let's say, for example, right now you are actually a group of 3 or 4 who are actually doing it in a hackathon. Let's say if you
second
want
year
to
2 people.
sell it, yeah, second year student, yeah, which is great. So how do you plan to scale it to, let's say, millions of users? Let's say tomorrow you have to pitch it to Google or Microsoft or Amazon, and they're interested in buying it. So how you are going to actually make it scalable?
For scalability, I guess the first thing would be the Google Meet thing. If we are going to pitch for Google, would be incorporating the AirDribble
As a
thing.
separate button, just like a separate
Yeah.
button, it opens a whiteboard. We'll try to open our AirDribble in them. So we are
And
thinking
as-
about it, but haven't thought about scaling this application much because we are just providing you with our application, just like game is provided or software is provided, open paint is provided. We are just
Okay.
providing you with the software, install it and run it. But if you need to scale it, then we have to fix some issues. Like we have to improve the efficiency. We have to
And
improve
one
the
more thing,
time delays and all these things.
the
And-
thermal screening one, as told by judges in the last round, it could all the face, the smile detector thing could be used in thermal screening processes also. I mean, direct without.
But will it be that accurate with these normal cameras? My real concern will be that we have specific cameras for thermal detection.
So that is separate, right? Thermal detection is separate. Face detection
One
is
last question from my side: why you have went with MediaPipe? Have you explored about the IntelliEdge that they give, which is very light?
I started about learning computer vision just 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I thought, why shouldn't we make something good? And I came to heard about this HACKNITR. So we started learning more and more about MediaPipe, OpenCV. We did our research.
Excuse me. So if any other judge have any questions, we can move on to them as well.
Yeah, I have few. I heard you running into issues of computation deploying in cloud. Then simple question arises: why you did not explore client side computation?
Client side computation.
Using the client's browser instead of in your server, it would save your electricity.
Yes,
I
sir.
think they're doing that right now,
We are
right?
we are
GPs are running from a local.
we have integrated a Flask backend so that can be run in the browser. But for that you have to install an application. It will run
Yeah.
through your browser only. It will run through your browser because
You're
we have
using
incorporated.
TensorFlow.js?
No, sir, we haven't used TensorFlow. Yes, we were basically a Python kind of people. So we started with Python. We will try to incorporate TensorFlow.js in our next versions of our application, where we try to incorporate this in mobile application, not just desktop native. We'll try to make it Android application as well.
Did you explore TensorFlow.js? Did
No,
you
sir,
even
we
try?
haven't. We haven't. Yeah.
You mentioned you'll integrate with Google Meet. How?
So basically, what we are trying to do, as it needs a GPU, and is not a CPU to run. So what Google will do, as Google provides Colab, it also provides some online servers. So we can improve. We can ask them to host our application in their cloud servers,
Cloud
which will
services.
provide us some.
Why will they host you? Why can't they build it? They can build a better version than yours, right?
I think
But
But
still,
we are,
that's why we are here. So we are here to try our best.
we are, yeah,
We are not
we
here
are
to
first in this
build the next
thing, so-
Google. We are here to pitch before you an idea that
Yeah.
we are excited about. We hope that resonates with the multitude because we are passionate about it, and we hope that it will
okay, in the
satisfy.
last round, I asked you, you are detecting whether it's a sad or smile. What does the actionable insight is for a user? What does the user have to do if he's sad?
So
that is what
we will do, sir.
incorporate
Because
the
at
things
that
in
time
our-
you told us we basically had
Yeah,
only
you told
2
that you
hours
need
to
suggestions.
submit our product, so we didn't was not able to. But
What
that
are you
we have
planning?
noted down the suggestion, sir. We have noted down the suggestion. When this happens, what we are trying to do when this happens, because we are running it from the browser, right? When this happens, we will take the data from the server to the browser, and it will redirect you to a different page where we will offer you recommendation on how you can lead a healthy life, on how you can try to reduce your depression and anxiety.
In simple words, you can explain what feature you're planning to add.
We are trying to add 2 or 3 more, like more pages to our website, where it will redirect you to the application, to that particular HTML page if you are feeling sad for a constant period of time, not just a single sad. If this happens for a constant period of time, for a long period of time, then
Yeah.
it can be inferred as depression. Like it is not just if you are not feeling
A
not
single day,
smiling for a single day or day. It will
Yeah.
be stored in a database. It will be stored in a SQL database, and then if it continues for a longer period of time, then it could be inferred as depression, and suitable actions can be recommended.
Okay, I don't have any more questions.
Saket, sir. Sir, you are on mute.
Okay, thank you, Siddharth. So it was a very long discussion with Kuldeep sir and Siddharth sir. So I think you got all the points regarding this project. But
Yes.
one thing I want to add in this, it's a very good project. I told you in the morning.
Yes.
But the 3D problem is a very big challenge, which was Kuldeep sir was saying. So you can draw the shape in the 3D, right?
Yeah.
With the 2D camera also.
Yes, sir. That is possible.
That is possible.
CV2 library will provide us, if it's providing with line function, it provides with the rectangle function, then it could also provide us with 3D functions. And we can
you
make our
doesn't
own.
need you doesn't need a 3D camera for that, but you can just
We can add a Z index. We can add a Z
find
index,
of
like
your
CSS.
so that you can draw it.
Yes,
Because if you know about the SolidWorks and other software,
Yes, sir. Yes.
right? We first design 2D model and then we
Then it's
extrude it to the 3D.
Yes.
And how it extruded? It just I am drawing a circle like this, and this is a circle, and then I am giving depth to the circle.
Depth limit. Yes. We can add the depth image.
So, we have different gesture available, so you can use those gesture and you can draw the 3D. That's
Surely.
Yes,
the problem.
surely, sir.
But
That's something.
the resolution of your software is not good, right? You are drawing the lines and you are making the shape in the camera, and that resolution is not good actually.
So we can fix that because if I put that length, I put the width of the cursor as 25 pixels, so I can reduce that to make a sharper image. So that was on.
Actually, it's reacting very slow when you are drawing it.
Yes, sir. It is that it is.
That's my suggestion on it.
So we have already made our application a little bit faster, as Viren sir said. So we will try to do it a little more faster.
Yeah.
So that is we can do
We
that.
were
We
having
have the
constraint
passion
in
to do
time
it
actually,
because
so that-
we have the passion to do it, and we are in love with the idea. So we will do it. Anyhow.
Saurabh sir, if you have any question, Aryan Patel sir, please.
Yes.
No, no, nothing from my side. Best wishes, team. It's a very, very nice thing.
Thank you
Nice
so
work.
much.
Thank you, team. Thank you, team. You may leave now.
Saurabh sir has something to ask.
No, no,
Yes,
nothing.
yes.
It's good. It's good. You are doing good. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much,
Now,
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the
I
best,
would like
team.
to invite Team Lazy Singletons.
So they all can leave now.
Yeah, yeah. If we can. Hello, team.
This is being recorded, Garvita.
Yes, sir. We are live on YouTube.
Yeah, we are also live.
Okay, it will be available later also, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So welcome, team. You have 10 minutes of time. You can present your presentation for 6 minutes, and rest 4 minutes would be utilized by judges for question and answer round. You may begin now. Best of luck.
Thank you. Nishada, do you want to start?
Yeah, I will start. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
So this is basically our pitch. So we are team Lazy Singletons, and we are presenting a solution known as the Legal Myth, in which we are providing our daily needs, which is a web app, and which will be a solution for our legal needs. Next, what are the problem statements we are solving? The problem statement is that in India there is a lack of digitization of lawyer-client relationship, and also general publics or the non-lawyer sector of India cannot understand the legal complexities that comes with a contract. So we are trying to address these two issues. So what our solution solves? First of all, it tries to find the perfect lawyer through a one-on-one communication and establish an P2P connection with the client and the lawyer. And next, legal contracts are very lengthy and difficult to understand. So we are using AI-based tools to make it easier for non-legal sector of India, and giving small-scale lawyer as a platform. That is, we are also providing opportunities to freelance lawyers and also to law firms to promote their business through our platform. So this will be a quick demo of our product.
Hey everyone, this is our project Legal Myth, a one-stop solution for all your legal problems. This is a registration page where users can either register as a lawyer or a client. If they are registering as a lawyer, then they have to enter a special bar council ID, which is a unique identifier for our lawyers.
Can you run it in 1.25x? I think it will be quick then.
So let's just solve.
Yeah.
On logging in with the client account, the client is first presented with a homepage where all of our popular legal services are shown. But our most popular services are the AI-based services, which is the legal document simplified and the contract analyzer. We know that a legal text or any form of legal document can sometimes be very long, and maybe normal public might not have the time or even the appropriate knowledge to understand a legal document. So we have the legal document simplified, which is going to take any form of legal text or document and simplify and summarize it for us. Then we also have the contract analyzer, which is again an AI tool, which is going to take any form of legal text or document, and if we ask it some questions, then it will answer based on whatever is present in the legal text or document. So let's check them out. For the sake of this video, I have already copied some legal text. This is a legal text which is regarding a rental agreement, which shows how much is the rent going to be for how many months, and some other information. So let's summarize it. So as you can see, a summarized version of this entire legal text has been given by our AI tool, where all the important pieces of information are mentioned. Now let's check analyze. Again, let's paste the legal text and ask it a question. What is the rent? As you can see, it answers the question. Let's ask something different. What is the security deposit? Again, it answers the question that it is 2,70,000. Let's ask something random. What is my name? It's not mentioned in the document.
Team, you have 2
So
minutes
like you
more.
can see, no mention of immediate agreement. Now let's check out our other services. So a client can look out for all
Can
the
you put
services
asterisk in the
contained
search
subnet
box?
applications. So for example,
Like,
Okay, okay. Yeah, I think
it's a,
it is not live. Okay, yeah, sure.
yeah, it's a,
Please continue.
if it's a personal legal matter service which is offered by a lawyer, then they can apply for that service, write application, and the lawyer is going to receive that application. On the basis of the application, the lawyer can also accept or reject. Once accepted, the client can view that accepted applications, and they can go to the chat window to communicate with the lawyers. Now let's go to the lawyer's window. On logging in from the lawyer side, the lawyer is first presented with applications page where they can accept or reject applications. They can also view their accepted applications. On the services page, they can add a service. So regarding maybe criminal lawyer service or divorce lawyer service, it can be any service, and they can add an appropriate charge on it. And once the application has been accepted by the lawyer, they can go to the chat window to communicate with the client. We have also implemented a chat system, a real-time chat system where they can communicate with the clients here. So let's just send the test message. And if I go to the chat window for the client side as well, the message. So yeah, that's a small demo of our application. Hope you liked it. Thank you.
Then we have the architecture diagram in which we are using the OpenAI GPT-3. It's not currently trained to its fullest, so we have just trained it for our own uses. That's to create a prototype right now.
And you
we
have
are
1 minute more.
yeah, and we are using Next.js and MongoDB as our backend and frontend respectively. So what are the future improvements for? So we have to improve the AI model. This AI model is not currently perfect and will give a generalized idea. It's only a prototype. Giving reviews from the user and giving statistical data related to it. Like we can take in a question, we can take in a problem or a issue of a client and can give him suggestions, which are the lawyers are available. We haven't deployed it in a public server yet. It's a local, so it will be that. And one of the main features which we thought of integrating, but due to time constraint we could not, was the integrating the blockchain to store contact over private blockchain nodes consisting of lawyers. Basically, we'll be creating a Ethereum network between the lawyers, which will be a privatized one, and we'll be storing the files over IPFS and storing the hash in the Ethereum-based Ethereum, the private network of the Ethereum, which is consist of lawyers. Then we can actually see we can see the changes in the commits which will be happening. And the next point is making a cost platform app. Obviously, this is right now a web app. We can definitely make a mobile app for it and implement an RNN system, that is a rating and review system, in which ratings and reviews can be implemented on various parameters to our lawyers and give them a rating so that our clients can get it. It means our clients can get a detailed review of the lawyer. Thank you. That's all. We are open for questions.
Yeah. Hi, lazy singletons. I hope you are not lazy since you build this product. My first question: you build online platforms for lawyers. Like, how it is different from online Vakil or Vakil Khojo or any similar websites?
Yeah. So the first thing is we went through various portals like Lawyerito and Online Vakil. So most of them, there are two parts. Firstly, one gives them prepaid credits through which you make a phone call to the lawyers, and after the credits gets over, then the connection cuts. But in our system, it will be a chat-based system.
No, it is not like that. I have used several platforms where I just need to fill my requirements and there are various lawyers.
I'm telling about Lawyerito. So yeah, I'm telling about Lawyerito. In Lawyerito, you have to fill in your application, and then they will reply back with you with a lawyer, and then you can chat with the lawyer, right? But what we are doing, we are making it interactive, and also we are making it more competitive between the lawyers, so that the lawyers get an edge over it, and we'll be using a subscription models to the lawyers in which
okay,
they will have
but the thing is that you're not lawyers, right? So how do you think it is a pain point for lawyers? Have you talked with a few of them and then they?
I've talked. One of my friends is in a law school in Karnataka, So his
No,
name,
I'm talking about lawyers. Law
yeah,
students are not lawyers, right?
like he has passed this year, so he will be applying for the bar exam to sit for a law
Yeah,
firm
but
and like
again,
that.
lawyers, any lawyers
Yeah,
who are actually practicing and who use these platforms and say, yeah, okay, your platforms are it
yeah.
will help us.
Yeah, so we haven't done the customer discovery yet, but
Uh-huh.
we have talked with one of our friend, which who is a ongoing means would be lawyer, upcoming lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So he told us it's a nice idea, and there are not much of a scope in. There is no much, not much of a thing that is going on in the market right now. That's why we thought of developing it as an
Okay,
idea.
got it, got it. I think you need to do more user research as well
Yeah,
because the actual lawyers who are actually doing this freelance service can tell you more. Second, coming to it, you're actually summarizing your document, right?
yeah.
How it is actually different from summarizing a normal document.
Right.
And then second question, like those terms and conditions are long for a reason, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if they are
That's
not
right.
long, then if you give the user just a summary and if you hide the points, anyway will just file a case against you that hey man, in the summary you are hiding a lot of other other conditions that should be. For example, if you go for the insurance document, right? There are various if and buts and if and a lot of several things, but if you miss those things, then man, you are you will not, you won't be able to claim insurance if you don't know about all the
Yeah,
facts and figures.
yeah, yeah.
So how it
So
is actually
basically,
how it is actually helping the simplifying the document, how it is
so
actually helping the user.
so we are not none in the none of the our projects we are mentioning that it will be a complete legal help. For the complete legal help, we'll be definitely connecting you to a lawyer. But if you
Mm-hmm.
get stuck in somewhere where you need a complex like there is a complex line or a paragraph in the projects in the legal contract, and you need a summarized generalized form of it, then you can use it. The lawyers of course won't use it because they know how to deal with it, but it's for the general public for the sake
Okay.
of ease, and it will be a free service to attract public to our platform in the business
Also for
model.
the contract and another thing, I personally have used a lot of Python packages who does it. You
Yeah,
just give it the document text and you throw the questions and it will return you the answer. Is it something different that you're doing on your
yeah.
project, or just
So we
you're
have
also
no, no,
utilizing
no,
those
no.
open source things?
So we have used GPT-3, which is a OpenAI project. So in that we have fine-tuned it with our own documents and provided it with question and answers, which will be, as you can see in the uh, video
How
also,
you
like.
have fine tuned it? Like, is there any research paper that you are after, like that you are
No,
implementing?
no, no. We have actually updated for the prototype. We have updated our legal contract of our own, and we have implemented some question answers on it. But for further evaluations, we have thought of using some all the templates which will serve as the database for our project, and we'll be uploading the templates like for a divorce file or like that in a template. What are the questions you ask and what are the major things you will be
Okay.
asking? So that will serve as a database for our project.
Okay. So one question, like let's come to the technicalities. Why are you using Mongo and not any SQL based database? Any specific reason for going after it?
Yes, sir. I'll
Mm-hmm.
answer that. So MongoDB, as of now, we were just using it for the hackathon for the sake of ease, because we were both me and the other developer, we were both comfortable using it. But we do definitely realize that using an SQL database is going to be more scalable if you want to scale it for the long run.
Why would you say that? Like, our
Because
no SQL database is not scalable?
no, it's not that. But since
Uh-huh.
we are going to have to deal with a lot of relationships in our model, I feel like SQL is going to be a better choice.
Okay.
But for now, I feel like just for the sake of ease, we just chose
And
no
it's
SQL.
developer
Yeah,
friendly, and there is no downtime. That's why.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah, you also talked about including blockchains and other things.
Yeah, yeah.
IPFS. Can you talk more about it? What is IPFS storage and how it is different from normal storages on cloud
Yeah.
like S3, AWS, S3 buckets and stuff?
So as far as I research, I might be wrong, but I am new into blockchain technology. So as far as I research, IPFS is a peer-to-peer connection technology in which your data gets broken up into pieces and gets stored into multiple nodes, just like how torrents serve as an storage unit. So what it does that it stores it in different storages, and there is a replication factors which are involved in Filecoins and Infura IO. So they replicate it. So even if one server is down, then it can be accessed from another server. So why we are using IPFS? Because we think that legal context is a matter of it's a matter of issue, like a general security issue, and it's a highly sensitive data, and it can't be stored in a general database which is accessed by Google or something like that. So we are using IPFS. So
Can you guys quickly go to the architectural page in your presentation?
you can see, right?
Yeah, can you present it?
Sure.
So we are running out of time, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. So backend and front end. In front end, how which frameworks you have used in the front end and how you are deploying it?
So we have used React and Next.js basically. And for styling we have used Tailwind CSS. For deployment, it's going to be really easy because we can just deploy it on Vercel, and that's what we have thought.
About the backend, how you are gonna create the pipeline and deploy it?
So in order to make the backend more scalable, I was thinking about using AWS and maybe use Lambdas to.
Why would you go with the Lambdas and not with the normal deployments?
I mean, we can go with a normal EC2 server, but I feel like since like a lot of I feel like this is going to have a lot of microservice architecture, and because when we are going to introduce the blockchain part and when we are also going to introduce some other aspects, like I feel like following a microservice architecture will be better, and for that purpose we can use Lambdas as well.
So what is the basic difference between deploying it on a normal EC2 instance and going with ECS, EKS, or going with Lambdas? What is the basic difference between both of them?
I feel like I might be wrong about
so there is a specific term that I'm looking for, if you're aware.
Okay. The if we go with the EC2 instance, like it's going to follow a monolithic architecture, and with the Lambdas, like serverless functions basically is.
Serverless is the thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Lambdas are always serverless. You don't need to worry about deploying, creating the availability and thing. It just goes as you need. You just need to configure it in one way, and as you increase it, it will automatically get increased.
Exactly.
Okay. So I think I had all the questions that I was looking for.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so in the morning we discussed about it, right? I have only one doubt in this complete website. In the morning I covered most of the question, but you are just showing us the summary of the content, right? So what is the basis of that summary? How you are picking the important point? How you are deciding that this particular thing is important for the summary?
Sir, I would like to take that question. Right now, we are not using any architecture of our own or any models which we have done, as there is no legal BERT available right now. BERT is the model made by Google, in which is domain specific. So right now, for the prototype sake, we are using a more generalized AI GPT-3. But later on, we'll be moving on to legal BERT, which will be more domain specific, and we'll be integrating maybe the Indian law or the IPC or the Indian constitution to get more details about it.
No, I'm asking that you are deciding a summary, right?
Yeah.
You are creating a summary from a complete paragraph. So what is the basis to write that summary? How you are deciding that which point is important and which is not important?
So sir, we'll be using the NLTK tokenizer mostly to get the frequency and all that, and we'll be calculating which is more important, which is less important, and summarizing.
Okay.
And we'll be getting the probability function as well in that.
Yeah. Okay, that's it from my side.
You did not try to get no time.
Sir, can you repeat?
So you did not deploy it, so you had no time or you failed?
We had no time, sir. We didn't think of deploying it because there was two local servers
Actually,
going on.
like,
One
we
is the
could have-
ML backend and one is the web.
Actually, we
web
could have
service
deployed it, but we were also like trying to integrate the blockchain part,
Yeah,
which
we
have
implemented
kind of
it in a little time, but we
Yeah.
did the IPFS part only. And
we did the IPFS part, so we
And-
were focused more on that part. But because deployment, it shouldn't be like much of a difficult
Issue.
factor. So,
Why do you
yeah.
think we should use smart contracts here?
We should use smart contracts here because firstly they are immutable and it won't change the contract. We won't get any logic for that. And secondly, the smart contracts can be like if I talk of a general concept, the smart contracts can be handled by two clients if we are dealing with two clients, and when both of the clients agrees to some terms and conditions, give uh, positive mark on a up or a thumbs up for that, then we can implement the smart contract, which will reduce the load of the lawyers, and it will be all automated.
So you'll be using smart contract for the text summarization.
No. We are only using the blockchain part for right now. We are not using a complete DApp, but we are using the blockchain part right now only for the legal storing the legal documents and creating a contract out of it, which will be helpful in the further also. Like we can get the, if we make a contract for a house, then we can see with what are the ownership that's changed. So we can basically make a GitHub for lawyers, so they can just check what are the ownership that has changed and nothing gets missed.
When you say document, you mean PDF file or text in the smart contract?
Like it can be any file, right? We can upload it. Just it's a IPFS platform, so it can be files, documents, pictures, any kind of file.
In the afternoon, I guess maybe I misunderstood. You mentioned you're calling API for the NLP thing.
Yeah.
I assume you are not doing anything by your own.
No. We are just fine tuning the API on our own.
Define fine tuning.
Fine tuning means we are using a technique called priming, in which we provide examples and then we also provide answers to it. Like we provide the questions and we provide the answers to it, and then the model detects and run it on our own. Since OpenAI GPT-3 is a closed platform source, so we cannot get into the source code much of it. So as I told before, we'll be developing a legal bot if this gets scaled. So we'll be developing a legal bot which will be domain specific and will help us.
Okay, and in the feed text, you in the PPT mentioned you'll be implementing a recommendation system.
Yeah.
How?
So roughly I've thought of it. So we'll be first taking in the input, like what's the issue, and then we'll be doing a classifier on what's the issue, like it's a legal issue or if it's a divorce issue or like that, and then we'll be dividing.
Sorry, sir. We have time constraints, sir.
Okay, I will just answer this question. So we'll be classifying it into that, and then we'll be recommending lawyers according to their ratings and reviews. And if we can also check if the lawyers have worked on the past issue, which will be a much more complex job to do, but I hope we can achieve it.
Sure, we can continue.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Judges, any more questions?
Not from my side.
No, not really. Thank you. I think we should move to the next team.
Yeah. Thank you, team. You may leave now. Best of luck.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, everyone.
now I would like to invite 404 not found. Are they joining? Navodaya, please see to it.
Yes, they are joining.
Welcome, team. Yeah, so you guys have 10 minutes of time in total. You can cover up your PPT in 4 to 5 minutes, and then we'll move to judges for their question and answer round. You may start now. All the best.
Thank you.
So is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, judges. We are team 404 not found. I'm Aman Verma, fourth year electronics and telecommunications students here at NIT Raipur, and I have Rohan Verma with me from Metallurgy and Material Science Department, third year. So we'll be presenting our project, Medify, content supervised multimodality medical data retrieval framework. So let us first emphasize over the first question. Does doctors need assistance? In rural hospitals, there is acute lack of medical expertise, and the general medical doctors that are deployed there are generally the junior doctors or the interns or the one who is having less experience. Further, in contrast to this scenario, the busy urban hospitals face problem of limited medical personnel while dealing with multitude of patients. Few doctors are forced to treat multiple patients. There could be emergency scenarios occurring in the peak night, like for instance in the night hours, and there will be no medical expertise available. So overall, the scenario is that the critical care is burdened upon shoulders of very few doctors, residents, and interns. Thus, the situation calls for intelligent medical assistance. To alleviate these problems, we propose Medical, a deep learning fluid web platform to retrieve medical history of previous cases which are similar to the current case being diagnosed. We are the first multi-modality medical retrieval framework which have incorporated the physiological signal. We are first in that. Though medical image-based retrieval systems are there are medical report analysis systems are also there. But we retrieve the similar results. Retrieving similar results can also help in the doctors to understand what is the actual diagnosis, and hence they could plan their treatment and inference according to the previous cases, which will be retrieved along with the line of action. The proposed framework has been operating over the medical images and physiological measurements as we have taken. We have taken ECG signal and the medical image from brain tumor MRI. So moving over to our deep learning model. So first of all, I would like to explain that we take the signal and we feed into our deep learning model, and the understood representations are fed into the database where all the retrieving engine and sorting is done, and the results are displayed over a web application. So for the deep learning model, we have for brain tumor MRI, we have used the fine-tuned DenseNet. We have fine-tuned it at our end and have achieved an overall accuracy of 96.96%. For the ECG arrhythmia case, we have used a residually connected architecture which we have developed from our end and have achieved a state-of-the-art accuracy of 98.78%. So what are the results of the pulley that we put in? So this is the pulley.
Team, you have 2 minutes more.
And these are the results that we have derived. Similarly, for the case of ECG, we can see the results are quite similar. So Rohan, I would stop sharing and let's move over to the webcam demo.
So is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So since we don't have time, I've already signed it. And so we can choose two things, image and ECG. So let's go for image. So we can choose this and upload. Take some time. Okay. So we can retrieve top 1 result, top 2 result, top 3 result, and top 4 results. We can also, if someone wants to know more about this particular case, we can also go there and see what's there. Right now, this particular page is hard-coded because we don't know the solution, obviously. So that's why I hard-coded this. And now I will show the ECG part. So, and again, we can do and do some analysis. So it's quite similar. And we have also done the analysis part of models, whether it's show the relevancy and solution ability, and some demographic and analysis. Now I will move on to Aman. So I will stop there.
So in the course of hackathon, we got targets like we have to get the ECG retrieval results done. We integrated the entire system, the ML framework into the model. And earlier the UI was not very decent, so we improved it. And further, we provided an analytics engine. So what are our features for? First of all, this could be a system that could be enabled into IoT integrated hospitals, where the data comes and just gets into the server, the reports gets directly to the doctor, so that they could the rounds that they do perform is simplified. The business, the cash cow that we are thinking about is a blockchain-enabled incentivized data repository. And further, our aim is to basically have an open source online repository to accelerate medical treatment and research. So what is the B models? We have divided the entire framework into two things. First one is the chain-based, and second one is the individual. Chain is for the hospitals such as Apollo, Christian Care, Vedanta, etc. And for the individual, the smaller hospitals, which might not be able to provide data or not be willing. So we'll be focusing upon the government subsidies. We'll be deploying our systems at their premises to have the digital data. We'll be having data licensing and product services from diagnosis to different types of analytics retrievals. And Rohan, could you iterate over the blockchain part in a better manner?
Well, I think we have kind of.
Yeah. So how are we in comparison to other people? First of all, the framework that we are proposing is multimodal. Medical diagnosis anyone provides, but since we are taking physiological signals, we could integrate it into any platform. So we are into both B2B market and also B2C market, because Fitbit bands and the smart bands are now really used by everyone. Incentivize, like since we are using a blockchain, we could have the data labeled, and when we get it approved by further few or more people, we could give a block to the person who is actually taking it. Since we are using a security base, so we are authentic and secure. And since we have a profile also, so profile of the doctor, like how is labeling and it's all being monitored. So we are doing that, and we could use it for a portfolio stuff. And we are providing handling it. So these are the references that we have used. Thank you. And we are open to questions and suggestions.
Hi guys, 404 not found. Welcome here. So yeah, I saw you uploaded one of the brain images, and you were generating all the sides of the images, right? Of the brain. I think it was X-ray, right? So let's talk about it. How are they actually generating it? Is there any research paper that you are implementing here? How accurate is it?
Yeah. So I would like to tell this that I have a research paper that has been submitted into an SAR journal that we have implemented for the tumor part, but the physiological part, that's new, that's completely new, and we are into that part.
So what is the accuracy of it? Because in because this is a medical thing, and the life of a person is at stake. So minute difference can make a lot of difference, and it is scary.
Yeah. For the case of for the brain tumor MRI, our accuracy is around about 96.96%. And case of ECG, we have achieved a state-of-the-art accuracy of 98.78%.
Okay. Yeah. So, is there any part in your application, where actual doctor can verify whether whether the predicted ones are actually the correct ones and the others or not?
So, since we are providing retrieval framework, indirectly we are incorporating the diagnosis also. Because we are extracting features in some manner. So, the extracting used for diagnosis, it could be used for retrieval and different types of and other things.
So is it something like that basically requires very special expertise? For example, looking at X-ray, I think they taught it this is the basics of the medical school side. They basically taught all the students to look at this. So is it something that requires very special experience? For example, if you talk about BP nerves, so detecting BP nerves from sonography is something like any medical experienced professional can only do, not the newcomers, right? So is it the same case with the X-ray as well, or is it a different story altogether?
So I would like to answer this in two steps. First of all, sir, the case of brain tumor MRI. Generally, the brain tumor MRI, person can classify that it's a tumor or not. But what type of tumor it is, like whether it's meningioma, whether it's glioma, or whether it's pituitary, that is something to do. And even doctors can do. For the case of leukemia, the signal is very long. So to comprehend that signal, it requires some mechanism.
So you are using this tool as an aid to the actual doctor, right? Not just replacing doctors.
Yeah. So
because
providing them religious places that have been similar to the current.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about the technical terms. How we are actually have you designed the pipelines? For example, let's say you just showed one of your UI portals where anyone can just upload the image and ECG and do the magic, right? It returns out the results and stuff. So how you have designed the pipeline, and let's say how scalable is it? For example, let's say you had thousands of the users who are actually using it concurrently. So what is the will they get the response in the same time? And if they will get, then how you are actually configured it? If they will not, then how you can configure it that way?
Yeah. So I'll answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, this is a hackathon thing, so we have not designed it as a production level software.
Mm-hmm.
Our ML models onto the backend, and we can use the things like MLOps and other things to get the responses and the chipping frameworks and cloud systems to get responses patterned for multiple systems.
Okay. So what are the tools and technologies that you have used over here?
So for the deployment part, or for the model?
For building the back end and the front end.
Yeah, Rohan.
So backend is built on Django. Django REST framework, and front end is built on
Node.js?
Yeah.
React.js. Okay. How you have implemented the authentication part?
So we have not implemented the authentication part, but yeah, we have not generated a token as in because it's not a production level app, but we can easily integrate the Django.
Any specific reason why you have not implemented the first thing that we implement, right? The login and logout thing.
So we have implemented login part, but I have not generated a token there.
Then how you are logging it if you are not using if you're not generating the token?
It's a simple old school style of just the request goes back to the backend and just verify with data with the username and password.
How we are verifying it?
Simple is because we just match the thing. Like we retrieve the so the query goes like select the username and then request the data.
Okay, so are you saying that you are sending the username and password in every request and then you are actually doing the validation every time? What I'm saying is, are you storing the username and password somewhere in the front end and sending it in every request? So
Storing it into the backend and Django by default person default. I've not changed the my request. I can change that. But we are storing it into the backend. I can store
okay. Yeah, simple question. Do you know what the difference between authentication and authorization? Okay. Authentication and authorization, these are the two basic terms, because you talked about security, right? So authentication is one part and authorization is another different story about it. So.
First of all, authorization is something like giving grant to someone. And authentication is above that, like it's in all the.
Okay, so how you talked about implementing blockchain like IPFS storages. So how we are going to implement the authorization part?
But we are running out of time.
Okay. Yeah, just one question. So how you are actually deploying the ML model which you are using in the front end?
So on that, we have I'll take it. So basically, we have kept the model on the backend. It used the file to just load it back.
Okay, yeah. So every time someone makes a request, you read the deployed model, you read it again, and you just do the next step. Okay, got it. Yeah. I'm good for myself.
No question from my side, Aman, because I think I discussed everything.
Yes,
right? And it's the same presentation which you give in the morning.
Yeah, sir, but we have integrated the things in a better manner, and we moved over to a bit more concrete business model in comparison to the previous one, and have articulated the PCG based thing. This is the first thing that makes our overall framework novel in comparison to the other one and the other companies that do on medical imaging modality, but not on physiological modality.
Okay, very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Judges, any question from your side? Aryan sir, Siddharth sir?
No, thank you, thank you. Let's best wishes team. Okay, next go to the
Thank you,
answer.
team. You may leave now. All the best. So next we have Toxin, and I would like them to come in the meet. Welcome team.
Hello.
Yeah, you're audible. Welcome team. You guys have 10 minutes of time in total. You need to wrap up your presentation within 5 to 6 minutes, and then we'll move to judges. You may start now. All the best.
Exactly at 7:25 you need to stop.
Okay. I just present the. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I just share the screen.
Sure.
My screen is visible. Hello.
No, not yet.
I can't see it. Okay.
Right.
It is
Yeah, there
now.
you
I
go.
think.
Now it's visible.
Okay. So here's the presentation. Hello.
Yes, you can go ahead.
So here's the. So here's our problem statement. We build a web-based platform for connecting different peoples for different domains and different point of interest by a video conferencing platform. So we made this platform from scratch. We use different technologies to build this platform. Like for front end, we use React.js, HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. And for the backend, we use Socket.io, Node.js, Express.js, and WebRTC plugin to integrate the feature of video conferencing in our application. So here's the flow of our application. There we start. So I can tell you a little bit about our application. We can start with a login screen. As you guys see the screenshot of the login screen in the presentation. When we log in in our application, we integrate a Firebase authentication in the login. The user can sign in the screen by the login page. After the sign in, the user can go through the domain of our interest. We provided a list of lots of domain in the domain screen where they can after selecting the domain, the user can go through the people who is expertise in domain, go through the people profiles of different people who are expertise in the domain. You can see the interface of the experts screen in our PPT. I just pointed out the screen. So after selecting the profile, you can go through the personalized page of that particular profile, see what kind of researches work they've done in that particular domain if you are in which you are interested. After exploring the page, you can set up or schedule a direct video chat with that particular person. We integrate. We don't use any of the third-party application. We don't take the API of any third-party application to integrate in our application. We built that video conferencing app from scratch by using a lots of backend technologies. So you can just set up a video call with that person within 2 or 3 minutes. So here, this is the whole flow of our application. You can see the login page. This is our login page. So this is the whole flow of our application. I can tell you some of the pain points that we are solving, like being a meeting booking and a knowledge gaining platform from one-to-one paid or free meetings. Interactex provides a perfect tool for people who gain expertise in different domains, like freelancers, educators, researchers, any of the artists. They can use our applications. So these are the particular domains we are targeted. Interactex is a plug. Hello? Yeah, pardon?
You have 2 minutes more.
All right. I'll just complete it. We provide a plug and play solution you are booked to conduct a meeting with a person who gain an expertise in that particular domain. Our application has two sides, one from the expert side and other from the user side. So two kind of users can log in our applications. One who has the expertise in their domain, and other one want to learn that knowledge from that particular person. So here is the login page, and this is in that page we can authenticate. This page we authenticate with the Firebase, and this is the UI of the lots of experts in their domain. So who can register their expert? Their profile will show in that screen. After clicking on that screen, you can explore the profile of that person and directly schedule a video interacting session with that people. And one of the most common important USP of our application is that our application is not restricted for the one user. We provide that video conferencing application for multiple users. So multiple users can join the session in one time. So here's our application, and if you guys want to see the front end demo and any other things, so my teammates can present it. So
Yeah, sure. I think it will be helpful. The demo will definitely help.
yeah, guys, you are not audible.
He said
Yes,
yes,
sure.
you can. Yes,
The
you
demo
can.
will definitely help.
Yeah.
You can share the demo.
Yes, I can show you. We will show you the whole code of video conferencing. Sachin, can you please present it? That video conferencing code. I request Sachin, can you please present it? The source code and the.
Yes. So let me just share my screen.
Sachin, you have not shared the screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing. Just the internet is very slow now. Is it now visible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, visible.
This is for the video conferencing, the backend which we created for the video conference. So this is, as you can see in my screen, the video, and because right now I'm in localhost, so I can only show you only one video. But because we have used socket and everything, so we can use it for multiple people rather than peer-to-peer. And my friend Prajwal has created the front end, so he will present you the front end.
So good evening, everyone. So I am going to present you the front end of our project. Let me share my screen.
It's 7:25. We can move on to questions.
Just a second, sir. It will be over. As you can see my screen, so I have created a port, and clearly it gives us to a site. Then we press login. Here we enter our details.
One basic question: why is email allowing the semicolon?
That's because we are our cascading style sheet may not have been linked properly because of that.
I don't think it is a cascading problem. It is not a problem of CSS. You're not validating the input, right?
Yeah.
And why is that so? I think it is one of the basic things that we do when we are implementing a login page.
Yes.
Any specific reason? Like, why did not you do it?
No, sir, not in any specific reason. but the one thing which we lacked is because we couldn't. I was not responsible for Firebase authentication, but I was responsible for dealing with the front end. So when we were dealing with the Firebase authentication, we are going to do that.
Okay, so you guys have not yet implemented the authentication system. That is just a proxy base, right? Okay. Yeah, so Sachin showed us something. Was it not the front end part? Like he showed one page where he was we were able to see him, right? Was that not the front end part? Like, and what was that? Like because like we could just literally see the camera of the person, right? So, and what was any specific thing that you wanted to show with that presentation?
Yes, sir, I would like to answer that question because sir, it's not just a front end camera. Actually, to integrate a WebRTC plugin in any of the application, it's a too much long process. So, sir, we don't have a sufficient time to integrate this. Sir, it's an individual part to build that video conferencing app from scratch. It's almost take 24 to 48 hours because its code base is so much long.
I bet it will take 40 to 48 weeks, not 40 to 48 hours. Okay. Why did not you guys think of using something that is pre-made? Like there are various platforms like 100ms, Agora, all these platforms like provide APIs for you to build your video conferencing and like any application which you would want to do with videos. Then what was the specific reason why you moved ahead with like building your own video solution from scratch?
Sir, we are not going with the reason why we are not going with the Agora is that because it is a no code platform and we want to write our own code we can build our backend from scratch.
I got it, but what is the point of writing the no code? What is the point of writing your own solution from scratch if you are not able to make your presentation work, right? At the end, if in this for 24 or 28 hours, if you're not able to show what you have made, then that was the whole point, right? That if you could show us the whole matchmaking thing. You said that it is a video social platform. Yeah, again the question, what is different? Like you could have simply made Omega. Like Omega, there is one such popular framework platform where people strangers meet. It is like a social media where you just hop in there and you talk with strangers, right? So. And if you talk about productivity, then we have other platforms like Coffee Mug, which provides everything. Like these are AI platforms; they match people based on some AI algorithms, and you can schedule call with them. I personally have used them; they are wonderful. Like what is something that you're doing that is specific to your own platform that we won't be able to find on any of the existing platforms?
Yes, sir. Actually, our main motto is to learn the core technologies. That's why we are not preferred the no code based platforms. To learn the core technologies.
I will say they are not no coding platforms. These are some standard solutions that they provide APIs. Like they say, you don't worry about actually connecting peer to peer. You just worry about creating your whole application and not worry about making your own whole solution, because video production is something that requires a lot of things. It even requires the Fourier transformation thing that we study in M3, M2, right, in engineering classes. So
yes.
I think if you could have used that thing, I think you would have been more presentable at this point. We would have been able to see the demo actual. And the last thing, why did not you deploy your application on Versal or any such platforms, or even the GitHub pages, right? These are free platforms where you can deploy your front end things, your React applications and others.
Sir, we provide the GitHub repository.
No. Are you aware about the GitHub pages?
Yes.
Then why did not you deploy your React application on GitHub pages? We would have been able to use it right from our browsers as well, right? Okay.
I understand, sir.
I have the question. I don't have any more questions, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Siddharth, the same question which Kuldeep is asking, that what is the meaning of I'm making it from scratch?
What's the part, sir? Can you please repeat it?
Again and again, you are saying in the presentation that I'm making this. We are making this application from scratch. So, what is the meaning of this? You are using scratch.
Sir, we will define the we use the core technologies to build that from scratch. We are not integrate any of the third-party application. We are not using any third-party application. That's why we build it from
What is a
scratch.
third-party application? It is a programming, right? Or
Yeah.
the third party also use programming for that purpose, right? And you are using the same programming for this. Then where is the matter of scratch? Like I am using Newton law for particular purpose, and
Yes,
I am
sir.
using Newton law defined by MIT for the particular purpose. But the Newton law is same for both of the concept. So in the morning you are telling about the scratch, and right
Sir,
now you are
sir,
telling about the
like I
scratch.
said, my
What is
project.
scratch?
Sir, actually, I said it at stretch because we are compiling 2 or more 3 in our application. For such kind of thing does not exist.
See,
I mean to say that we are integrating 2 or many things
you are
in a
writing
one
any
platform.
code,
That's why I
right?
said that we made it from scratch.
See, Prabhav, if you are writing any code and a third party person is writing any code, right? They are doing the same thing which you are doing. Okay, so it's not called as scratch. You are doing the same thing which they are using, but if they are providing you the code, then they are saving your time, right? And if you are not using their code for that, then that is not called as scratch. That's from my side.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So that's our answer.
Good question. I don't have any question.
No, thank you. Best wishes, team. Thank you.
Thank you, team. You may leave now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, team. Now I would like to invite Billion Stars. So I would welcome the instructions. You have got 10 minutes of time in total. You need to complete your presentation within 5 minutes, and then we'll move to judges. And now I will hand over the platform to you. You may start now.
Alright, I will present the screen right now.
Sure.
I hope it's visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. These are the team members. The problem statement. So throughout all these years, we have seen that water pollution is a very big issue, and there is a lot of pollution which is entered into the water with due to the industries, right? So what we believe is rather than purifying the water later on after polluting it, we can find some method of preventing it. So what we have come up with is in our project is to monitor the composition of water bodies near the discharge sites, and what we'll do is publicize all of this data to the internet, and that will put pressure on the authorities to quickly resolve the issue and ensure the purity of water. We will also be tracking the historical data, that is daily record, monthly record, yearly record, and we can show how the pollution and things have changed, its composition has changed, and everything will be done on the basis of IoT. So the project Aqua IoT, what is it? It is a real-time water quality assessment and broadcasting system. It will be used. It can be used by any individual across the country. As I said earlier, it's a public system, and so any individual can track, see the readings of the sensors, and see what are the composition of the water bodies nearby the area. And the IoT kit can be used for measuring different things such as pH, the TDS, that is the total dissolved solids, and temperature, harmful chemical compounds, etc. But here, since we are only prototyping, we have worked with pH, the TDS, and the temperature sensors. The tech stack used for the front end part, we have used Next.js, Tailwind, CSS. For the back end, we have used Django REST framework and Postgres for the database. For version control, we have used Git and GitHub, while for IoT, we have used Arduino Uno along with various sensors. So for IoT part, Chandrika, who has been working on it, will now explain.
So basically, our aim is to determine the quality of the water and analyze the water. So what we are doing here is we will use some of the sensors like pH sensor, temperature sensor, and TDS sensor to determine its values. will basically have a kit. They will dip this kit into the water, and it will give us some values. And these values will be sent to the backend part, and the kit will look like this. Here, actually, I will have all this kit installed, and we'll put it in the water. And basically, it will give you readings. For this presentation purpose, I have displayed it on the LCD screen. And then these values are sent to the backend part.
Team, you have 2 minutes more.
Okay, so for the backend, we are working with JWT authentication for the authorization as well as authentication part, which ensures the security, and we have done SSL encryption as well. And we have used Django framework along with the Django REST framework for storing all the data. As you can see here, all the sensors registered can be see here everything. For the front end part, now Pramil will walk you through it.
For the front end part, as you can see, once a person lands on this page, he will be greeted by this beautiful landing page. One can click on the track pollution button to get through this page. Here you can select the cities that has the sensors involved installed in them. The sensors are color coded, so and once a person clicks on the sensors, all the values that the sensor are taking will be also displayed. On to the next slide. We are also showing analytics of the graphs of the since we do not have much of the data, we are only showing right now of 12 to 6 p.m. what the data was collected. And since you can see only one of the graphs of the three will be shown, and one can also add that sensors through maintainers. Maintainer needs to log in and sign up. Once a maintainer log in sign up, he will be redirected to this dashboard where all the sensors he has installed are shown, and he can also add new sensors by clicking add new sensors, and he will be given a UUID through which he can attach the sensor to the backend. Now on to the feasibility and scalability. Aditya will continue.
Okay. So as Pratham said, there is a problem of water pollution due to industries. So what here the business opportunities we come up with, that what can we do? We can design a sleek product that Machandrika made. We can convert into a sleek product so that it can be like a fully fabricated product. So it can be installed in near the discharge site. With the help of little civil infrastructure, we can also sell this to government, so they can install these machines or these sensors in the discharge sites. So, like for example, in Kanpur city, there are hundreds of tanneries, okay, which are like main source of pollution to old river Ganga. What we can do is in the discharge sites, we can install these sensors, and we'll be getting the data. So whenever the data gets hazardous, what we'll do will automatically our system will warn the authorities that this drain is contributing towards the pollution. So what you should do, go to that drain, track the industry, and take an action.
Okay, so that was for our presentation.
Hi, Team Billions. As you talked about implementing SSL encryption, how you are doing it actually?
Sir, SSL encryption would be done by as of now we are deployed the server on Heroku, right? So Heroku automatically provides the SSL encryption. So that is a bonus feature as of now. But later on we will have to get some SSL certificate.
But it is basic common thing, right? Everyone has it.
Everyone has it.
What is so different about it? Because you are emphasizing on it that we have SSL encryption.
Yeah, because the thing was that JWT tokens, they are not usually encrypted. They can be encoded, but not.
What are you saying? JWT tokens are not
They are not encrypted. They are usually encoded. I mean, there are implementations where the JWT tokens are encrypted, but the ones that we use and ones which everyone commonly uses are the ones that are only encoded. And so if
what is the difference between encoded and encryption? Are you sure JWT tokens are not encrypted?
Sir, I checked somewhere, and it was that certain implementations provide encryption, while the ones that we were using were only using encoding. Encoding can be decoded easily, like there is a particular format from which it
that
can
is
be
encryption, right? That is not encoding.
That is decoding. Encoded data can be decoded. While for encryption,
that is a different name of encryption and decryption, right? Encoding and decoding.
For encryption, we cannot decrypt without the help of a private key.
You're talking about hashing and encryption. Both these two are different technologies, different methodologies. When you hash something, you can't get it back. When you encrypt something, you can get it back.
But this is here it is JWT tokens are encoded.
JWT tokens are Durability tokens are always encrypted. They are not hashed. If you will hash anything, then you are not gonna get back the
Yeah,
original one.
we don't get back, but encoding is something like say base 64 is a type of encoding. You can decode it, but encryption is encryption. Take AES for example. AES encryption you cannot decrypt without the help of a private key. So that
Yeah,
is the
okay, yeah.
difference
I think
between
I think I think I think you are getting confused. When we encrypt durability, we have two methods. Okay, in any just forget durability. Whenever we encrypt something, we have two options. The one method is
encryption.
symmetric encryption, and
Yeah.
the other is asymmetric one.
Yes,
In
sir,
the
but that's what
asymmetric
I'm
one,
saying.
you have a method of public and private key. In symmetric one, you just pass a single thing again and again,
Yes, sir,
and it
but
will do
that's
the
what I'm
same thing.
saying. The
Yes.
one JWT tokens we are using were only
Mhm.
encoded and not encrypted due to the simplicity of the earlier model to build. Like the implementation in the model
Huh?
was
Uh-huh.
such that it was
Okay.
only encoded. So
I will
when
say okay. Just I will say you actually you're wrong. I would like to correct you. Any token that you have, just go on jwt.io and paste your token. You'll get the exact data that you put to encrypt the. You'll get the exact
yes,
original
sir,
data. Yes.
and thus
Yeah.
it is encoded and not encrypted. If it was
You
encrypted,
do
then
you try it both the ways. Okay.
yes.
After the session, you do it in the both ways. You encrypt it with the symmetric key. You encrypt it with the asymmetric key. I am sure he will get the original data in both the ways. Okay.
Yes.
Durability is a different way of that authentication. You
Yeah.
you can show the data, you can see the data, but you cannot decrypt. You cannot decrypt it. You can only decrypt it because
Because also signing is also done, data signing is also done, and so we can verify that with the help of it on the
okay.
server.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, in the afternoon we had a chat, right? So did you actually look into the same durability that we were talking about?
Yes, I did look into it.
And what did you
So,
find?
so what it was there was when encoding this. I mean to say that there is a signing done. Like JWT has the three parts. There is the header, there is the payload, and there is the secret key on the part of the server with which it is signed. So when the keys are generated, they are sent back to the
Sorry to
client.
interrupt, sir. We are running out of time.
Okay, yeah. Then one last question. In the noon we talked about we had some suggestions about adding new sensors, right? You were saying that you would basically recode the whole Arduino and then install it, right? Is there any better way you have come up with as of now?
Like Chandrika will explain regarding IoT.
Okay. Yeah. Can you show me? Can you show us a better way how you will add the new sensors without actually modifying the Arduino code again and again? Because that is definitely not scalable thing, right?
Yes, sir. As of now, I have just written the code of these three sensors. Basically, this pH sensor, temperature sensor, and the TDS sensor. For now, I have did this. If we are gonna implement this, then I'll actually write the code and keep it ready to add any number of sensors you want, like up to.
How? That is my question. How? For example, let's say you have the same kit with you right now, and you want to include that sensor in your server, right? You said you will identify every devices with UUIDs, right? So how you will identify that this is a new device and this is the new UUID that you are actually getting from the server, from your devices, every devices that are planned in the some water sewage systems and stuff.
So the UUIDs are stored on the server. So if anybody will send any microcontroller will send a UUID that is not stored on the server, it won't be identified and it won't be processed.
Okay.
But if a maintainer who registers it with one particular UUID, he enters it into the microcontroller at the time of installation, and the microcontroller will then further send a request to the server using this UUID.
Right, so at the time of PCB printing, if we scale this, we will not go further with Arduino, right? So if we make a specialized PCB for that at the time of manufacturing, we'll activate.
Got it. Okay, yeah, good. We are good, I think.
Judges.
Okay, so you are talking about the IoTs and other thing in the sensor. So do you think that this type of methodology is already available in the market? And the companies are working on this, and so many companies are taking contract to clean Yamuna and Ganga, and they are using the same sensors for this. And also the second point which I noted that you tell about the government authorities and bodies, right? So Do you think that in India it is possible to pressurize the industry by the government? Because I don't think that this is a feasible
So we
idea.
are not actually
Yes, sir. This is
pressurizing.
what I'm trying to say. We are not only government will pressurize industry. What nowadays what is there is every industry also wants to be have a positive public image. So for this they will support us. That yeah,
Yes,
we are
and since
going
the
to
data is available for public disclosure as well, anyone can visit our site, so people can also themselves see what is the data and trends of the discharge water that is added into their holy
See,
rivers.
the data is already
themselves.
available in the government website that which company is releasing.
Yes, sir, but how much it is credible that we cannot know. The
If government
credibility
is
of the
declaring
data.
something, then it is credible, right?
Yes, sir, but
We
it's
need
kind of
we
to
aren't seeing the
trust
results.
on the government if they are declaring something. If they are declaring that we have 52 AQI air quality index, then it is 52, right?
Yes, so that in air quality it is, but in water there are other challenges, maintenance challenges, dusting challenges, and everything. And as far as we have researched, maybe this maybe have been done, but not at a large scale or not at a production scale.
See,
Because
have you visited Haridwar? I think if you visited Haridwar, have you visited Haridwar?
no, sir, but yeah, heard about it.
No. So after no, I think or yes. So after Rishikesh, if you will see at the in the Haridwar, they diverted Ganga in the other direction just to clean it. It's a very big project and it is implemented on a big scale. And they are measuring 15 or to 16 parameters of the water. Right?
Sir, are they measuring at like every industrial drain or discharge point?
yes, sir, and our data is actually constantly changing. We are constantly reading the data and getting back in our server for, and the analytics are also shown that how the trends are there.
Guys, you don't know about
As
the
well.
system which is already implemented in Delhi, right? Yamuna has 5 dams, right? And in every dam they are implemented. They already implemented these type of systems, and they are measuring the quality of the water as like they are measuring the quality of air of Delhi.
Sir, I want to say one thing. They are measuring at dam. At dam, every pollution is diluted. How can you track the source of pollution?
But
How
you
can we
cannot.
get to know? How can we get to know
Sir,
from where
sir,
this
our main
pollution has
aim is,
come?
sir, you are saying that it's in Delhi, it's in Haridwar, but our main aim is to like detect in anywhere by the people.
But
Like
the source,
it
we are
should
trying
be
to detect the
it
source.
should be possible for common people to measure it and understand that this factory is not good. So it's mainly because you're saying that they are trying to clean it, but our goal is not trying to clean it. We are trying to say that you shouldn't put those many chemicals into the water because
Our
there
main
will
aim
be
is to
permanent
prevent
effects because
the
of it.
clean. Main aim is to prevent the pollution and tell them what is the source of pollution and exactly from which
Already we have
particular
lots of
drains it is.
regulations and rules for this.
Judges,
And
we are running
companies
out
are
of time.
following these rules, right?
Sir?
They are already following these rules because if they will not follow, then government will ban.
But
we know in India how easy it is to break the rules and get
yes,
stuff from side of it.
About the illegality and which cannot be stopped, guys.
Judges, sorry to interrupt, but we are running out of time.
Yeah, thank you. That's it from my
thank you,
side.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Very
Thank you,
great
sir.
interaction.
Thank you, sir.
Siddharth sir, Arun sir, any questions?
No. Please go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, team. You may leave now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Team Bits and Bytes for the next presentation. Welcome, team. So I will brief you with the instructions. You have got 10 minutes of time in total, 5 minutes for presentation, and then we will move to judges. And you may begin now. I would also request you please stick to time limit, please.
Good evening, jury members. We are Team Bits and Bytes, and we are presenting you our application Mobile to CRM. So this is an application which can be used through for the new entrepreneurs. Those are struggling in the initial of their startups with financial needs, and therefore they are not able to pay a lot of money towards buying a costly CRM facilities. So therefore we have provided this application, and here in the application you can see this is the dashboard that is being presented to you. Here, first of all, there are 4 cards. One of each counts the number of incoming calls, the missed calls, the outcoming calls, and also the queries. The queries is the WhatsApp messages that the customer service provider receives, and in whose mobile this application has been installed. Now, the next is the settings page. In here you have to give your name and employee ID, and that is updated in the spreadsheet. And then you can give your spreadsheet links where the data will be stored. The one company will keep the same link so that the data of various employees can be stored over there. Now this Okay, so the sheet has been uploaded, and therefore the data will be stored in those particular sheets. Now here we have the option where you can go and view the sheet of what has been stored over there. The sheet is also presented to you in the nearby tab, and also you can see through your mobile application all through the time whenever it is getting updated. Now we will show you the live performance of how the sheet gets uploaded in the same time. Besides that, in our application, the customer service provider is to record the call that he has with the customers and then upload it here. We convert it into text form and then use the text form to bring out the sentiments. What it does is that it makes it easier to analyze, and also it helps us to bring out the sentiments. Like if a customer is there who has come up with a query, so in the initial stage we get that the customer was really angry with respect to what words they have used. Now later with time, how our customer service provider has talked to them, and in the last how their sentiment has changed, whether the query has been solved or not, everything can be recorded. Also similarly in that manner, recording calls and having the text forms makes it easier for further delays. Like in some case, a customer can come up to you and say that you promised me a 500 rupees of return in a particular call. But for that, you have the recording already available in the database so that you can refer to it in any time you want to. Also similarly, distinguishing different calls becomes easier, like which one was for a query, which one was a complaint, which one was a general conversation with customer services regarding the services or the application. And also it also makes it easier for them for lead generation, because in the initial stage of startups the marketing is a real important field. So it gives them all the application, all the email IDs and phone numbers of the customers. Now the real-time sheet generation will be shown to you.
Team, you have 2 minutes more.
Okay, ma'am. So as you can see that as the service provider in whose mobile the application has been installed, as he received the call, number in the dashboard increased by 1, and also in the real time only the spreadsheet got updated. Similarly, it is with the WhatsApp messages too. As soon as the service provider receives a message from the customer, it gets updated in the query sheet, and also the number of queries gets increased in the dashboard. Thank you, Judy.
Judges, over to you.
Hi guys, Bits and Bytes. Again the same question. Why you're using this spreadsheet? Why you are not actually using some actual databases that we use to store the data? there is there is a reason like why a spreadsheet is a spreadsheet and why database is a database, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, then why we are not using it?
Yes, sir. Actually, we are intentionally using the spreadsheet. The reason is its easyability. Like anyone from 12th grade or a commerce student can easily figure out data from
But
can
are they the users that will be actually running the businesses and using it?
no, sir. They will not be the actual.
Then why we are considering why are we looking the problem from their angle?
No, sir, not directly from their angles. Let's suppose that I am the founder and I have some technical team who is leading my startup. So we have our main product too, like maybe an Android app or maybe a website or maybe a physical product. So we have a lot much time to devote on that thing rather than giving time to figure out insights from the SQL. So as you also know that figuring out some insights from the SQL is time taking. It needs some.
But it is useful as well, right?
Yeah, it's useful, but in a long term, sir. If we are talking about a short term, then it's not useful because like spreadsheet is sufficient in the short term. If we want to scale our the database at a larger scale, then SQL is definitely the best solution.
Okay, I would say I should not agree with the part because at the end database is a database, right? Spreadsheet is just a spreadsheet and we can't show it everywhere. And so I see in the problem statement you have mentioned that it is a CRM, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then you're just recording the calls and you're not showing, like, for example, in any CRM, like, we have some configuration, like we have content boards, like, we have sales strategies, we have certain steps in sales, like, that this is the inbound call, this is the basic demo that we are giving. Then again, we have some, like, to and fro from the clients and the and us, and then we have some final agreement, and then again we talk about some legal stuff, and then we talk about technicalities and stuff, and then we actually close the deal, right?
Yes.
So how I can track those things from your application?
Yes. Out of all those things, one feature that is in the app is like whatever the conversation is being converted into textual format and in
But it is not a CRM, right?
No, sir. After the conversion of into textual format, there is a dictionary that we are having, and we have categorized into different sectors. So what it does, it generally finds the keywords in the conversation, and it mainly make a tags onto that specific conversation that this was the conversation related to refund.
Okay.
This was a
But we saw in the demo you guys literally just pick the call and you just cut the call. Then why are we able to see this query order and other things in the sheet?
Sir, actually, right now the problem that we are facing is there is no, like, the automation thing is not there. Like if we are canceling the call, then automatically that audio recording is gonna go in the app. So that's like Android 9 is not allowing us to do that facility. So there's a manual button is there. Like if after canceling of the call, the respective, like whoever if the employee will be, he will have to manually upload that conversation through that.
So basically, we are relying on the conversation recording that we have, right?
Yes.
So if we are relying on that, then we have a bigger problem, right? Because after Android 10, Android 11 does not even allow us to record the calls, and because even if you record it, like if you say various premium apps have failed. I used to use a premium application. I used to pay for them as well, but when I upgraded my phone, yeah, it was of no use. Even the Truecaller fails nowadays in Android 12. How you will tackle those problems in your application? Truecaller is a big company, right? They are not able to figure it out. How you are gonna figure it out then?
So, but inbuilt like recording abilities there still in Android 11 and 10.
But you're talking about recording the calls. I mean, you're talking about recording the calls.
No, actually, by default, the one recording is there by call. So they'll record it, and that MP3 file they'll upload it over
Okay,
here.
I think that is a device specific thing. For example, you will get those things on Samsung mobiles, but you will not get those things on Motorola and MI devices. That is default feature of the respective, like, mobile manufacturers. They have put those functionalities. You won't get that out of the box.
Yes, sir. But like talking about the solution that if I am having a startup, so I have to like a few options. As first one is to go with the like customer center, like call center, to hire them for all these things.
What is the problem in that? What is the problem in that, right? Because you said in the beginning, right? At the end we have to run the business. We don't have to figure out this CRM thing. Then why not just outsource it?
Sorry, sir.
last point I didn't get it.
You said na, that in the beginning, as a founder, it's my job just to build a product, right? It's not my job to figure out how are the insights, how the sales is going. If you consider that perspective, then why not just outsource the whole sales operation to some other agency who will do it for you?
No, sir. My point was not like I will be devoting my 100% to the product and I will not be giving something to analytics. My thing was that if some my main point was that if the analytics thing can be done in a less time, if we use some non-technicality stuffs like spreadsheet, then why to use the SQL? That's the bit technical thing. It will definitely consume time. So for that, my aim was like in the initial days, the startup founder will give its maximum time to the main product, to the main technical product, rather than giving the analytics technical thing.
Okay, what are the other features that you are planning to implement in your application?
Like sir, the main asset that we are building right now in our app is like, let's suppose any company is right now creating X amount of data. So within 3 years, it's not going to create 3x amount of data. It's definitely going to create 30x amount of data. So all these data are what we are building. And we are definitely known about machine learning and all. So for various different types of prediction, the main concern is that we need data. So all this data can be created from this simple spreadsheet, which right now we look at this spreadsheet as a very simple spreadsheet. But then if we analyze this in a proper way, like whatever as a startup, they will be doing lots of experiments in marketing. So what are the performance with respect to their marketing?
Do you have some data that supports the fact that you are actually claiming?
Like sir, I am a founder of NIT Prep, and I haven't used this app specifically, but I have been doing this thing manually in the spreadsheet form before this hackathon. So at the time of hackathon, I realized that why to search for the problem statement outside if I am having the problem statement in my pocket as well.
Then why did not you just put the data that you have in the spreadsheet and saw if it's working with everything?
This app was built yesterday only, so on the basis of this app, like automated data hasn't generated, but I do have manual data, like because I have been running my startup since first.
Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Thank you, sir.
In the screen being shared, it says query. Is it related to WhatsApp?
Yes.
Yes,
WhatsApp.
yes.
So you're using WhatsApp APIs?
No, not APIs. We are reading it from the notification channel.
Yes.
That's illegal, I guess.
Yes, it's a restricted permission, but if user allows, we have like as soon as the app starts, it's asked for permission.
Even if user allows, you are not allowed to use any data of WhatsApp for commercial purpose. Anyways, fine. So I saw you using a sheet which I'm highly disappointed. But when a new user signs up, are you automatically creating a new sheet behind the scenes?
No, sir.
It's a manual setup.
No, it's updating the already created one.
So all the user and data goes only one sheet, and if one user accidentally deletes it, then it's almost gone.
No, sir, the user don't have the access of deleting those entries from it.
No, by accidentally, if you guys deleted it, it is a human error, right?
So, sir, that's what we can also happen with the case of SQL, right?
No, it is a bit tricky. In SQL, you don't just select the rows and you just press the delete button, right?
Yeah, but sir, hypothetical case might be.
Okay. If you're actually deleting production tables, there is very serious issue that we have to figure it out. Okay.
One thing that we can do is, sir, using the app script, we can schedule one like daily exported format will be uploaded to the Google Drive. That's what we can add. It will be secure and secure.
At least you should have made separate sheets for separate users.
No, the main thing is that like we want to collect all the data from like different executives into the same data sheet so that we can analyze all, because we are giving like different employee name and employee ID.
But do you think will your clients be okay with it, that you are using their data along with other data and doing stuff like that?
Please, my client, I mean specifically whom? Or the entire founding team, or
the business, the people to whom you will sell your application?
Like, sir, we will be sharing our application with our own employees.
So
Yeah, I know, but you'll have to specify this in the terms and conditions, right? That your data will be used by us to improve the applications and blah blah blah, right? Will they be okay that you're actually using their whole trackings? That hey man, this person of this company sold this thing to this person in this amount of money.
like sir, we will be specifically mentioning that the old smartphone will be used for this purposes. So their personal data will not be engaged into this.
What is the connection of using old smartphones?
Like sir, they are not using that device for their personal use. Means their personal messages, like their personal calls, are not coming on that phone. So it will not enter our business database. Like sir, it's a simple solution. Like we tried. That was.
Judges, we are running out of time.
I don't have more questions.
Saket sir, do you have any questions?
I'm a little bit confused that I asked or not, because Kuldeep sir and Siddharth covered all the questions, right? And also, I found something for you guys, that you have lack of knowledge of databases, right? And it is declared with the conversation. So I got this point from this conversation, because you are telling about that SQL data can be deleted, right? But do you know about the backup facility of SQL Server? So we had the backup of every database. So we cannot delete, no user can delete the database, right? Either you burn the server. आपने server में अगर आग लगा दिया तभी वो data जाएगा. Even after that we can retrieve the data from the server.
Also, AWS provides a immutable feature. You cannot even, there is no delete button at all. You can set it.
But if you press delete button in the Excel sheet, then I don't think that you can retrieve the data.
Just wondering, did you guys explore any existing CMS system which would just provide you and directly export the APIs? You don't need to do any coding.
Yeah.
Many open source are available.
Like sir, we have gone through the rituals, and like WhatsApp Business API is the best possible solution. Like it will be legit and all. The problem is that is like we are targeting to the small startups who are not having any funds in the initial days. So for them, that convenience fees will be there. Like that will be a fixed time of payment, that on monthly basis they will need to pay a certain amount of money for using the WhatsApp Business APIs. So this is the alternate solution for that. That amount will be saved in the initial days, and after that, if the startup has been well funded and they have generated good revenue, then they will be definitely shifting towards the already built best CRMs.
My question is not about WhatsApp API. My question is about not using Excel sheet. There is already open source available CMS systems which directly give you API like Strapi, Firebase.
Characters. Yep. These are all open source platforms, like free of cost. You spin it up and you use it directly.
Judges.
Also, I've actually used a CRM software to do sales, and I always prefer the desktop rather than phone to enter any data.
Judges, we are running out of time.
We can move. If Saurabh.
Yeah, that's it from my side.
No, nothing from my side. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, team.
Keep your
You
morale
leave
up.
now.
All the very best.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Team Alpha to carry out next presentation.
So only last two teams are left.
Welcome, Team Alpha. I'll brief you with the instructions. You guys have 10 minutes of time, 5 minutes for presenting, and then we'll head over to judges. You may begin now. Best of luck.
Fine evening to one and all present here. My name is Hemant Maratha, and we are from Team Alpha. I'd like to share my screen first. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So a fine naming to one I'm not present here. This is Hemant Kumar Rathore and we are from Team Alpha. Now we are going to present you the project which we have created in HACKNITRR 2022. Starting with a 20-second clip which I want to show you to create a visual impact.
I am great, Vicky. What about you? Long time no see, huh? Yeah, was bit busy. Actually, I have query for you. Can I ask? Yes, please. I am searching for a new job. Can you tell me any Instagram page where I can apply for it? Ah, silly. You should better use LinkedIn for that purpose. Instagram is no place for finding job. Silly me. Thank you, Tom. One more thing. I want to post my recent travel pic. Should I upload that to LinkedIn? No. LinkedIn is for professional purposes. You can use Facebook or Instagram for that.
Yeah, so you all must have understood where I want to lead you, where I want to channelize you all, that we are talking about social media platforms, right? Social media platforms are something which are really powerful tool provided by us right now. So we can use that which is having us features which is really not present anywhere. For example, you don't want to search and watch a video which is in car, right? But if some kind of video appears in front of you, you are going to invest that 20 seconds in front of you and going to like that video as well. So that is something social media brings in the table. And we as an innovator, we are innovator, we are trying to inculcate this power into our project that is going to be FinStack. Yeah. So obviously, what actually differs social media is the type of content which are presented in that social media content app, right? Whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram. So our idea is to inculcate that thing, that different type of content require a different specialist platform. We are creating FinStack. It will be an Android app, a social media platform for traders and investors, a platform where fellow traders can hang out, exchange their feelings, exchange their views about any project which is upcoming. And so that's the whole notion behind creating this FinStacks app. Now I'm talking about the vision. What our app is going to provide is it's going to provide a platform to the small investor to share their daily activities. All the content in the app is going to be categorically financial only, so it's going to influence the people in the right with this, so that he will be eager to learn and advance in his financial journey. And obviously the creating a scalable business platform is also one more thing which we are leading towards. Now why we are considering this as an opportunity is we are thinking, if you can see the statistical data shown in the PPT, there is a massive increase in amount of demat account which have been opened in financial year 2020-2021. So we can see that there is a huge increase in number of users which are actually our user base, right? So we can see that this is a golden opportunity to grab this. Also, right now there is no competitor available, so obviously we are going to be the first one who is introducing such kind of thing, right? Also, I'm not now talking about the scalability. It is worldwide scalable. I just showed you the data which was in data, and if you go on world, it's going to be increased in that full manner. And also, the cryptocurrencies are booming, and concept of metaverse is relatively new to us. So these all things are going to get a platform to execute. Right now, they all are distributed over
2 minutes more.
Over different platforms, like whether it's Twitter, whether it's LinkedIn, or whatever it is. So that's going to be an integrated platform where we are going to allow users to showcase whatever their talent they have. Now talking about revenue model which we are having right now, that as it's a e-sell presentation. So yes, it's going to be a perfect platform for brand promotions, whether it's a fintech brand or whether it's a fintech company launching its new product. So as our users are already inculcated towards investing habit, right? So we are going to be a good user and target user base, and we are going to apply the AdSense on whatever the product we are, whatever the content we are creating. So these are the some things which our revenue model, because it's a social media app, it's going to be a similar revenue model like other social media apps. And but we definitely saw this as a great potential idea right now, which we can execute if we able to do these things properly, right? So now coming to the implementation part, whatever we have implemented till now in the given time of 28 32 hours, I would like to show that. this is the whole layout which our app does. Like there's a splash screen. Better not seeing this one. Let me show stop the screen sharing from this side and show you the mobile screen, which exactly how app is running right now. So let me do that. Yes, my mobile screen is visible to all.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So we are creating FinStacks app. This is our app. The app starts with the splash screen. Yeah. So this is our login and sign up page. So let's start with signing up with the user. So we have created all the validators. Let me apply with a badly formatted email 123. So it will not accept it because we have put in the validator things as well. So let's write J Jackson at hotmail.com and proceed with that. Okay. So let me do a name Mike Lesson with the password 1234556 and register the user. So you can see that we have come to a landing page where these all fragments are available, and right now we can see that the Mike Hassan username has already been created, file has been created here. And when we go to the edit profile, we can see that these are the profiles which we can actually mention and any user can see it, right? So just let me fill these things and allow it to store in my database. Yeah. So these are the things. Now let me go and discover people which are currently present in the app. So let me follow the things currently in the app. Let me follow some people which are there. Yeah. So if you can see that I have as pressing the follow button, the toggle changes to the following because we have followed the command themselves, and we can see that the following counter has increased to 4 because we have followed the 4 people. So when we come to the app, whatever the content these users which you followed are going to post, you are going to get vision of those content, right? Whatever the Harshad is posting, you are going to get whatever Calvin is posting, whatever this mutual fund site is posting, you are going to get the access of those contents, right? So if you are going to like the content, he is going to, like for example, I show you a test data that how you are going to post the data, right? So suppose this I am moving my camera and just taking a random picture. Yeah, so I'm just selecting it and just and press the share button. As soon as I press the share button, it will go to the main cycle, and as soon as we press the home button again, it will scroll up to the top, and we can see that our content has been already published in the home activity. As soon as we press the like button, we are going to receive a notification of in the notification fragment that Mike Hassan has liked your post, which is itself. Similarly, we can do the comment as well here, and everything has a time frame, a time segment as well. It's 11 seconds ago, it's 0 seconds ago. So we have implemented that as well right now.
Guys, please finish fast.
Yeah. And one more thing, like we have tried implementing using a web API, that is Coinbase web API to access the top 10 whatever crypto running. Okay, so these are the things right now app can does, and we are very eager to understand whatever you want to ask. We are very open to the questions which you are eager to ask, and yeah, we can proceed with the questions and feedback now.
Okay, welcome Team Alpha. And to be honest, in the last when you showed the crypto prices, right?
Yes.
To be honest, that is the only financial thing that I saw in your whole presentation. Because my questions are like, you are saying that you are making a new social media, but
yes.
I see it like I can make a simple Instagram page, right? And if you go on Facebook, there are various groups of related to these causes. There are various groups related to stock market. If you go on Telegram, there are various channels where you can join, and they will give you all those updates and stuff. Then what is something that is basically separating your platform? Because apart from posting a picture, I can't find anything else, and I don't think that is actually helping someone in actually increasing their financial knowledge.
Yes, so like based on our skills, we try to implement those things. But on our vision, sir, we are creating all contents which are able to like share, and whether it's a content text form or whether it's a video form or whatever content they can
Yeah,
share.
but can have you actually implemented it? You're just
So
showing.
yes, sir. Like whatever we
Huh?
implemented, we have shown to in whatever we can implement in 28 or 32 hours. We have shown that thing to you.
Okay, so
And
what are the other things that you are actually gonna implement in your application
yes,
that
sir.
will be specifically related to the financing that no one can do on Facebook, Instagram pages, or LinkedIn groups, or LinkedIn in general?
Yeah, so again answering to the question again, like whenever we want, we are targeting to create a specific platform like which is having to go
Why?
going to
Why you
have
want to
some.
create a specific platform? Won't Facebook groups or Instagram pages work?
Yes, yes, sir.
What
Let
is the
me completely
problem with
answer
that?
first. Like
Uh-huh.
that whatever we are creating now, sir. Like we want what LinkedIn does, sir. What LinkedIn does in the job profile space, sir. Whatever LinkedIn has done, we
Yeah,
Facebook and Instagram was also.
I want to know that specific thing that you are doing for financial sector.
Yes, sir.
You
So
said you just talked about it, right? That
yes,
LinkedIn is doing very good job on job,
yeah,
like no, on finding founders, on applying for jobs.
yes, sir.
What is that specific thing that you're doing for financing your platform? I want to know that.
Yes. So right now, so there's like if you see that you are lot have you said already that there are lots of groups already available in
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram, right?
Huh,
But
huh,
suppose
huh.
like your portfolio is increasing by 20%, for
Hmm.
example, let's say
Hmm.
that your
Hmm.
portfolio is increasing by 20%, and you want to share this joy with any other, like
Hmm.
your fellow mates,
Hmm.
which are these people. Like in Facebook,
Hmm.
you are connected with the people which are your friends and family members, which doesn't rely to those people which are financially with you, right? That's the whole point of this
Okay,
app.
okay. So
You are going to connect with those
after
people
this
in
call,
this.
I would suggest you just go on Facebook and find like stock market groups. Like,
Yes, sir.
people regularly post about their profits and losses. They
Yes.
don't know each other, but they regularly post it. Even if you ask that, like, we have dedicated group of financials, right? Where we regularly post about the ups and downs that is going on in the stock market.
Yes.
So, like, what is something that I can't do on those applications and which you are providing is, I think, I will be interested more in that. But yeah, let's move ahead. Like, there is a very good debate on, like, what you can post on which social media platform, right? You talked
Yes,
about in the
yes,
earlier
that's what
videos.
I'm
So
saying, sir. Like
let's not
you
go
can do that
over there
job
because
thing as well in
I think, yeah,
Instagram and
as well. I think it
yeah.
is totally about the personal
Yes,
preferences.
yes,
Yeah, in the demo that you are showing, you are actually, like, in the phone number field, you just entered any gibberish number, and, like, your system actually accepted it. What
yes.
is the reason why you did not implement the simple phone number validation thing, the simple 10-digit implementation?
Yeah, so basically we implemented that thing on our email thing. Yeah, we can
But
improve that. Yes, yes, sir. So completely understanding that as well. Like
uh,
we didn't use the validator function because, like, sir, right now whenever we were presenting now, sir, like what happens like when app is presented in hackathons like this now, people don't used to like locate these things like whatever we are investing time upon it. Right, like
okay.
if we are investing half an hour for creating a validator function, to be honest, like it's
No,
not.
you don't need half an hour to create a
No,
validation
no,
function
no,
for
sir.
phone
I'm just
number.
giving an example to it, right?
Okay,
Like these
okay.
are the small things which people expect to do from a developer, which is presenting a
Ah,
platform,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So, oh yeah. So as a developer, sir, like whatever skill sets we are having now, right? So we are really happy to like whatever we can present you in 32 hours,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay,
So that is something which we are working
okay.
upon,
Yeah.
and we have a potential idea which I feel that this can be turned into a big platform, right? And also like whatever you are saying about that things that answered you in the round two as well, that whenever you are suffering from heart disease, right, you will not go for OPD sections, right? You will go and find a cardiologist for yourself to seek a specialist consultant. So that's going to be the main frame that we are going to be the LinkedIn of financial content, right?
But that is
That's
lacking right now in your platform, to be honest. Okay,
That
let's go on the
is
technical terms. Let's go on
yes,
the technicality. So,
yeah.
what are you still using the five ways that you were using earlier?
Yeah, yeah. So we are using Firebase database only for the backend services.
Okay, so you want to build a whole new social media platform, and you are still using Firebase. Any specific reason why you don't want to build your own backend?
Yes, so back end, like for example, yes, we can do that things, but seeing the time constraints which we have to present in
Okay,
the
let's
hackathon,
say you have the whole time constraint that you have. Then
yeah.
how you will proceed? For example, let's talk about like the methodology. So right now, let's say you have the application, you have built the whole application, the whole MVP with the Firebase. Now you have got sufficient users. Now you have a identity data basically. Now
Yes.
you want to scale it. Like you are getting some investments and stuff, and Firebase is causing the problem. How will you migrate from Firebase to a custom backend? What will be your strategy for doing that?
So the person, whatever knowledge right now I am having, sir, as a Android developer, sir, I'm not completely capable of telling you the exact pathway where I
Okay.
can migrate my data from one database to another database.
Mhm.
Right now, like Firebase provides us the feature, that's why we are using, sir, and
Okay.
obviously, sir, also I'm being very honest to you that like whatever skill sets I'm having, sir, right now we don't have any
Got it.
backend,
Sure.
solid backend team, sir.
Judges, we are running out of time.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. I like the part like where you actually improved on one of the feedback that I had for the follow button. I appreciate it. I'm
Thank
good.
you.
In your presentation, I saw keywords mentioning search and scale.
Yes.
I assume you have not implemented any of them. Can you give me a precise approach you have in mind to implement that in future?
Yes, so sir, there was a explore section where we have implemented that thing, but the search is not exactly we have done because we have not able to create that user hashtags, you can say, where actually we can implement the search section right now in the content, right? And in that explore section, sir, you have that access. I can show you that you have that access to whatever data available to the database right now.
It's
So
fine you
that
cannot implement it. How you will implement this in scale?
sir, whenever the any content is posted, sir, obviously it's going to have a unique ID. Like in Firebase, every content, like everything which is posted is going to have a unique ID. So we just have to figure out the keywords, whatever we are searching and posting about. Like for example, if the caption, whatever it is, right, we are going to use it as a keyword for the searching methodology to set up the searching methodology, and in this way we are going to implement that.
Not satisfied with the answer, but totally fine. This is fine. Just follow up on Kuldeep's question. Before finalizing the solution, did you do any user or market validation with some external people?
Yeah, so we I am a personal crypto investor, sir, and we all the group of people which we usually tend to talk towards. So we know that right now we are facing that kind of issue. Like we generally talk in a group of 2 or 3 people, right? That I'm investing in this IPO which is coming right now. So when you are what things what is our main aim is what social media provides, we don't know that which content is we are going to search for, right? You can make every Google search, every kind of Google search right now in the platform, but whenever you enter the social media platform, so you are not you don't know that what you are going to see, right? What you are going to experience, what the other user is posting. So that is one thing what we are
And
bringing.
in your platform, you just show the list of prices of cryptocurrencies, nothing
Yes,
else,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't have any more questions. But it's fine.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't find anything.
Okay, I think we should. Oh, sorry. Yes, Saket said, please.
Yes, I will take only 1 minute, right? I'm not convinced with this app, Hemant, because I don't find anything useful in this. I don't want this type of extra app. I have all the facilities, and you are talking about the crypto, you are talking about the social media, everything, right? So we have the platform for this, and I don't want to merge social media with crypto because crypto is a very serious issue and it's an investment, right? You are spending money from your pocket. So I don't want to see the blogs from my friend that I had a marriage and I'm going to the honeymoon and then I got the loss in the crypto, right?
Yes, sir.
So I don't
That's
want to merge
completely
these
fine,
two
sir.
things, social media. So,
one has to do
if you are,
research behind before investing money, sir. I completely agree with that fact. But what we are trying to inculcate is like, we are trying to provide a platform where you can actually express your views around this, right? Like whatever you are thinking about it, like if IPO is coming, right? Whatever the thoughts you are having, you are going to represent that
we
thing
have
on the
separate
field.
platform like Binance. We
Yes.
have separate platform like Zerodha.
Yes,
Then
sir.
we have separate platform for Instagram.
Yes.
Right? And I have these three apps, and I cannot merge these three apps.
Yeah, yes. So we are not merging the three
Yeah, it
apps,
might be
right?
possible that some users like this, but personally, I don't want to merge financial with my personal life.
Yeah. So we are
Because
not.
already I lost my hair from the financial and personal, right? So I don't want it to move.
Yes. So, so yes, like, there may be conflicts of ideas. We totally appreciate that. We personally feel that this could be a major big thing which can come as a social media platform, and yes, we will try to implement
Even
this
we are
as.
getting posts from in the Facebook, like Kuldeep sir said that we are getting posts in the Facebook
Yes.
for the crypto, for the different shares of NSB and like this.
Yes.
So I don't think that we need it.
So the user engagement is totally one thing which we want to express with this app, sir. Like when you are posting something on Facebook, you are going to get user engagement of different categories, right? But if you have a separate platform for it, you are not going to like ask users to see your content, right? They will definitely going to ask because they are interested in finance, learning finance. So that's something which we are trying to create, and no issues if you didn't like the idea.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
We have with us Samir Baspai sir, head of CDC. If you would like to ask some questions.
Sir is, I think, busy a bit, so he will speak up whenever he's free.
Okay, Zuri.
Yes,
Any
sir.
more questions? Okay. Thank
Yes.
you,
So
guys.
how many teams, Garvita, we have left with?
One more, please.
Okay, one last. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Great work. You may leave now. Best of luck.
Thank you all.
I would like to invite Team Eternals for carrying out further presentation now. You can stop sharing your screen, Hemant, and you may leave. Okay, welcome Team Eternals. I would brief you with the instructions. You guys have 10 minutes of time. You can present your presentation for 5 minutes and then we'll move to judges. You may begin now. All the best.
Okay. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
Good evening, one and all. We are Team Eternals, and we have created our product Medicure, which is an all-in-one healthcare platform for your needs where you are a priority. Starting off with a problem statement, as we all know that pandemic has posed a lot of challenges for us in various domains, and so has been the healthcare system, and it has evoked the importance of a remote healthcare system. And currently we see that the platforms that are already available either focus on mental health or physical health. We have tried to touch upon all the aspects of health. Also, the integrity and security of health records is less explored in the currently present solutions. Moving on with our solution, we have built a web-based platform which provides user who can be a patient or a doctor with various tools for remote health assessment, management, diagnosis. Moving ahead, I'll give a brief about the features that which are as follows: remote health checkup, emotion detector, mental health monitoring, disease detector, habit tracker, and secure storage of health records.
So coming to the workflow of our applications, so there is a landing page in which we are having 4 features like disease predictor, login page, chill zone, and PHQ-9 test. Once a person is logging, then we are having 2 types of peoples like normal user or a doctor. So normal users have facilities like discussion forum, habit tracker, video calling connect, live monitoring of vitals, emotion detection and analysis. A doctor can have
secure data using our blockchain model. So coming to the remote health checkup. So basically in our rural area, we are having a problem that they cannot have a good health facilities. So our aim is to provide them remote solutions. By help of our website, we can uh, easily diagnose the particular person from remote only, and we can connect them through the doctors via video calls or personal appointments. So next is our emotion detection using a biosignals. Basically, the problem of facial detection is that in facial emotion detection, there may be a chance that a person can have a fake emotions, so which cannot be predicted correct emotions of the person. So it will be difficult for the doctors also to diagnose the diseases in a correct manner. So we are having a Arduino setups which consists of a pulse sensor, temperature sensor, through which we are sending the input through this sensor into our backend, and after that front end fetches the data and analyzes and gives the pulse rate, and according to that we are evaluating the desired emotion, and the past data of 4 to 5 weeks will be analyzed by the doctor, and so that he can easily predict the what is the real disease of that person. So coming to the mental health part.
To assess the mental health of a user, we have PHQ-9 test. Along PHQ-9, with this, we are figuring out the severity level of his current mental state. If it is found to be unsatisfied, then he can connect to a therapist or a counselor or a psychiatric through a video call or an audio call. With this, we have we have also tried to implement discussion forum where he can post his any query regarding his mental status and help other people. To relieve the stress, we have used some of the games so that he can play and release the stress. For habit tracker, we have implemented idea about habit tracker where a person can maintain a daily routine about his activity like cycling, jogging, or some swimming. So he can maintain, he can write about what time he has done this activity, and can see the graphical representation of his activity and can follow his streak which he have done. With this, we have also implemented a daily journaling where he can write his daily diary, like along with his emotions every day, whether he is sad, angry, or happy during that time, and he can find that during this past days what did happen to him, so that he can cover up his mental state.
Coming to the secure electronic health records, so in the current times, there has been a challenge for the medical records. So what happens is that whenever some person files an insurance claim, so they usually try to modify the data or the record which is received from the hospital in order to claim higher reimbursements rather than the actual bill. So in order to do that, what we have done is the doctor can directly upload all the prescription, all the billings directly to the IPFS network. So we have chosen IPFS because it ensures that the data is the data integrity is maintained, because whenever someone tries to change the data, the hash of the document would change, obviously. And that the hash which is generated for the file is then encrypted and stored on the blockchain network. So whenever if someone tries to modify the document, the hash would change, and same would be pushed to the blockchain network, and the administrators which are looking after the website can come to know that someone has modified the record for the patient. So here's some of the snaps of the project. On the extreme left, you are seeing the physical health tracker, which is basically a disease predictor. So there's a UI using which the user can directly type in the symptoms. If he does not know English, that what is called what, so he can directly use the UI and point out, click on the body part which he is having pain, and then select the symptoms. And then if the symptom is of a very severe risk, let's say he's facing ache in the heart,
So we do not show any prediction. We directly tell him to consult a doctor. If there is something like cough, cold, etc., then we predict what is the percentage of the disease that he might be facing. On the top right, you are seeing the landing page of our website, web solution that we have developed. Next slide, please. On the left, extreme left, you are seeing the snap of the PHQ-9 test that we have used. PHQ-9 is a very standardized test which the doctors also use to analyze the stress level of a patient. In the middle, you are seeing the UI of the habit tracker that we have used. Here, the user can select the various activities that he has done. And on the extreme right, it is user dashboard, which he sees once he is logged into the software. Next slide.
Moving on, having done some research, we tried finding the products that are available in the market currently, and the majority of users use apps like Doctor on Demand, Amwell, and MD Live. And we tried comparing the features that they provide and what we provide or are planning to provide. As you can see, the video call connect and ailment prediction is something that most of the apps provide. However, there are some areas that lack exploration, which is habit tracking or emotion analysis and the secure storage of medical records that we provide. Moving ahead, the entrepreneurial potential of our product. Our product basically covers every aspect of human health, be it mental, psychological, or physical problems. And also users can find it very easy to use it because of the user-friendly and interactive UI. Our product targets a greater range of demography, and our product, we also plan on translating it to smart wearables like smartwatches. Talking about the future scope, since we are a team of web developers, so we created a web platform. However, it would make it more convenient to make it as an Android app. And also we aim at connecting to a wider and diverse section of the audience, and hence we plan on adding a larger language support so that more Indian languages and dialects can be added. And we aim to collaborate and connect with more NGOs and doctors as well as medical professionals for better and smooth diagnosis. And we also aim to bring more ailments and their diagnosis. Moving ahead with a demo.
Guys, you have 1 minute more.
Okay.
Please raise the sound.
So if I click on mental health tracker, it will start the HQ9 questionnaire, which is a standard questionnaire used to detect the depression level of a candidate. So if I select my various details, which I found to be true, it will show me what is my depression level. And I can also submit a request to connect with a psychiatrist. Apart from that, we also have physical health tracker. Herein we can type in our symptoms and get to know what all symptoms, what all things did I have. Let's say I feed in the various symptoms that I have. It will show me what are the possible diseases and what are the percentages that is there. Apart from that, we also have a chill zone where the user can play a game and relax himself or herself. Now if I go to login, there are two types of login present. One as a user and another as a doctor. So if I log in as a user, it will show me my dashboard. Then in the dashboard I have the habit tracker, which will track my habits. So if I go to the habit tracker, we can see that there's an option to journal whatever you feel, and here the user can also log in their daily activities. Like if I did running, I would do something like morning jog. I can type in the amount as well. And various details that I have done can be seen here in the form of graph, in the form of tabs, etc. So this is where you can track your habits and keep a track what you did on the day and what you missed. And through a gamified way, we force the user to maintain his daily streak. Apart from that, we have a feature of video and audio call to a consultant. Next, we have the Get Vitals here. Our hardware, Arduino Uno, sends the data to the Firebase, which is fetched and shown here.
So this is our IoT setup. This is our Arduino board. This is a pulse sensor. This is our temperature sensor. Once we give input to this, then the data is sent into our Firebase database, and the front end fetches the data from our database.
So once I put the sensors on, we'll analyze the results and get it for me. Now apart from that, we also have a discussion forum where people can discuss among themselves, discuss what all problems they are facing, and someone can recommend solutions what work for them as well. Here I can see my past 5 vital records which were present. Now, once we log in as a doctor, I can see the option to upload a file. So I can upload the patient records directly on IPFS network so that it can be modified and protected using encryption as well. Once I submit it will be submitted to a blockchain network. So once I approve the transaction, it will be uploaded to the blockchain network. That's it from our side. Here you can see the various features of our product that we have built, and here is our team. Thank you. See you in the next hackathon.
Over to you, Zazis.
Yes, I have plenty of questions. In the beginning, you said that it is an all-in-one platform for health, right?
Yes, sir.
But do you think, or you are covering all the points? Like, because there are a lot of things that we have, cardiac health, the blood pressure, the sugar, the diabetics, and all those things. You're not at all talking about those things. I think you're mainly talking about the mental health and still saying all-in-one platform for the health. Am I correct?
Sir, so regarding the other things that you're saying, that the detection of sugar level and detection of, let's say, ECG sensors. So we currently did not have the sensors with us, but we definitely do plan to add those sensors to our Arduino board. And we are actually we are working on this as a major project as well. So we'll definitely add these sensors to our Arduino board. And further, then we can directly use that data.
Okay, you also talked about remote health assessment, right? So apart from whatever the device that you showed, I think we all have the smart smart watches, right? We all have the MI bands and other smart watches that we have, and some have very advanced ones as well. So instead of getting that data from there, why are we building a new device? Are the data that these devices gives us are not reliable?
Sir, all the devices that you have currently used will mainly give you oxygen level, the heartbeats, etc. But no one will tell you what's your current emotion. Like, I don't think anyone has implemented it.
But at then, I got it. But at then you are also doing the same thing, right? You're also recording the pulse, and from the data that you're recording, that you're getting from the pulse sensor, you are actually telling the emotion, right?
Yes, sir.
Can't we do the same with the existing data that you are getting from the smartwatch?
Definitely, sir. As we discussed, if you build it as a product as a complete, we might not go for the smart wearable part because it will be very difficult for a small, if you look as a startup point, it will be very difficult for us to manufacture in a large scale such a device. Okay. So we might use that data to analyze.
Okay, got it. In the login page, you show you showed two login options, login as user, login as doctor, right? So what is the logical separation between in the DB level that we have done that basically separates the user, that basically tells us that this is the user, that is a normal user, and this is a doctor user?
Yes, sir. While I was recording this demo, it was 12, so that time the login functionality for the doctor was not implemented. So you can directly bypass. Even if I click the button without entering anything, it will be bypassed. But after that, I did that thing because once I enter the username, I compare it with the Firebase tables, whether it is present on the admin table or it is present on the user table, this username.
Okay. So you have two different user tables. One is for doctors and one is for users, right?
Yes, sir. And in order to reduce the data...
Is it a good database design?
No, sir. I think that better database design would be that have another column in the database itself which specifies the role.
Then why we have not, since you already know that, then why you have not implemented it? I don't think it is a very big task, right? Since you already created one table, then adding just a simple column and doing validation on that should not be hard, right?
Yes, sure, sir. That's a fault on our side that we should have done.
Okay. And telemedicine so you talked about telemedicine thing, but do we have some options in the application that you showed? Where we can actually use the telemedicine, some platform where anyone can ask for example, you talked about the rural areas where people cannot find doctors and stuff, right? So do we have some places in the application where we can actually find doctors, and where any remote doctors can actually suggest them, guide them on what medicine they should take and stuff?
Yes, sir. So in the dashboard, there was a button for the video call and audio call connect. So once you place a request to a doctor and doctor approves it, then you can connect like a time and when you can decide, and then you can connect to him via or the video or audio call, whatever suits you better. Like because only video call would not be good, because in rural areas network connectivity is not so good. So audio call might be a better option in that scenario.
Okay, you showed us the habit tracker thing, right? So you know that like we have good options. If you use Samsung, well, you have Samsung Health. In Android, we all have like Google alternative for it, right? Which automatically tracks the data. So do you think it is a viable way of asking user to enter? Okay, I jogged for 1 hour, I jogged for 2 hours, I ran for 3 hours, I ran for 3 miles and stuff. Anyone can fake it, right?
Yeah, definitely, sir. But the user will not take it for himself. Like, why would he?
They can. They can. Yeah. Why won't he? Because a lot of users they want to look good in all of the social media platforms. Like, there's an anxiety of looking good.
Sir,
yes, sir.
we are storing that data, and it will be further used by doctors if he is suffering from.
Yeah. So this is very important thing, right? And
Yes,
still
sir.
we are relying on users. If they input some wrong data, then we are screwed, right? Doctors will get bad feedback, and they will
Yes,
predict
sir.
something else, right? So
Yes, sir. Yes,
what can we do to
That is-
improve it?
So this is a challenge that most of the step tracking apps also face. Like some people only shake the mobile or anything device in their hand and it counts the step.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yes, sir. So
how can we counter it to make it more more usable?
Sir, if we talk about if I'm looking for some variables, variable solution, then user has to manually start some kind of I'm doing exercise, then the variable can track the heart rate, because if you do exercise, the heart rate is definitely supposed to go up by above 80.
Okay.
So
Are you willing to get another device just for recording your health monitoring?
No, sir. This can be a software solution to the existing hardware. Like if I have a smart band, if I get the data, let's say the user has entered the time doing exercise for certain amount of time. Let's say I track his data for the last 20 minutes. Okay, and then he says that I'm done. So in the past 20 minutes, his heart rate should be close to 80 to 90 at least. If he is doing exercise, then it can be a validation that he has done this kind of. It can be a software solution rather than a hardware solution.
Okay. So we in the noon also we had a talk about this, right? That doctor will upload the final report, right? So at the end, if you don't have the raw data in the blockchain, then what is the point of actually storing the report? Because the final report that you will upload can be factored, right? And for your blockchain, the first data that you get is the actual data, right? And you said that you will give this data to the insurance companies and stuff, right? So when you don't have the raw data in the blockchain, then what is the actual what is the point of storing, bringing the blockchain concept in this whole process?
Yes, sir. Then we tried to figure out what can we do with our board. So once we looked it up on the internet, so it is not as easy as putting data onto the Firebase. So you require a gateway for IPFS does provide a gateway for HTTPS transfer. So you have to first use that gateway, and then we require another board to put it to HTTPS in. Then only we can use the blockchain network directly. So we have to get that board. Today was Sunday, so we cannot arrange it.
Okay, so you talked about wide range of demography, right? And you still said that you are actually gonna make an Android application. So are we leaving out the iOS users?
No, sir. That is a terminology fault in our PPT. We should have set a mobile application rather than an Android application.
Okay. So how will you make a mobile application cross-platform application?
Sir, we could use some of the technologies like React Native to develop cross, or Flutter. Flutter is better alternative to native. So we can use Flutter to develop the app.
So Flutter is more valuable. Then why did not you use Flutter in the first place? Since you already know it, right?
Yes, sir. I am not experienced. I have very beginner level experience in Flutter.
Okay.
I could
Okay.
not
Yeah.
have.
So again, from if you talk about the technicalities, what is the pipeline that you are going to build? Yeah, the same question that I had in the room, right? Like you said that whenever someone will upload the data, for example, let's say you were talking about having the pulse data and then pushing it via some data integration pipeline, and then you will actually detect the emotion, right? So can you walk us through how will you make it scalable? What is the current integration pipeline that you use, and how much difference in how much time you get the actual output? That yeah, after pushing the data, you after 100 milliseconds or 200 milliseconds, you will get the actual emotion of that user. Like user won't have to wait for, because it does not make sense, right? You will upload the data. If you are actually returning the data after 1 hour, then there's no point of it. That emotion is already expired, right? So
Yeah, definitely, definitely, sir. So it will not
yeah.
be of the scale of 1 hour. I suppose it should not be. It should be as like it should
What
if
is
I
the
deploy
current
it.
process that you have implemented? I'm talking about it.
Sir, so first we looked at what we can do. So we tried fast. It was not working. So what we did was create a Flask backend and then expose it using ngrok really.
Okay. Mhm.
And then the data that we got from the Firebase, we pushed it to the model and it sent us a result. So it did not take much time. But yeah, the first part, pushing it to Firebase has to be changed. It has
Okay,
to go
so
to
you
their
push
blockchain.
data to Firebase, and then the data that is stored in the Firebase gets processed by some Flask server that you're running, right? So what is the
Yeah.
linkage between the Firebase? Like how does it get triggered? Like for example, we push data on Firebase, right? How does your Flask server knows that okay, some new data has been pushed on Firebase, and now we have to catch the new data and process it, and like we have to update the result on the
So
dashboard or
there's a function available in Python like to do
okay.
that to get the most recent records for Firebase. Like whenever a new data is pushed, it automatically is triggered.
Okay, so I think you're pulling it basically, right? You're pulling
Yeah.
it and okay. Oh, can there be a better approach to it instead of pulling?
Uh, Not that I can think of right now, sir. Like
Okay.
apart from pulling.
Okay. Are you aware about like queues and serverless and stuff?
So you are saying message queues, etc., right?
Oh yeah.
Sir, no, I'm not like that much familiar with.
Okay. No worries. No issues. Okay. Also, so at the end, since if you have the segregation, and then if you're going to check the user in the two tables, then why we have two buttons in the UI, login as user, login as doctor. Anyway, you can check going with the current implementation that you guys had. We can check on the two tables in the same process, right? Then why we have two buttons? So that what will happen if I input the credential of the normal user and click on the login as doctor button? What will happen?
Yeah. That's a UI part that we have. You can directly use conditional rendering in React for that. I think that is very simple thing that I think we missed that part, and we should definitely do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had similar questions as Kuldeep, and especially the database design when I saw the two buttons in the UI. I was wondering in the demo, when vitals were sent from the IoT to the server, in the browser you had to do a manual refresh, right?
No, sir, I did not do a manual refresh.
You are using sockets?
No, sir, not sockets. So, when the similar function that is available to Flask is also available in JavaScript, that you can fetch the latest record which is being sent. And I have maintained hooks in the application. So whenever I get a new data, that function is fired and it modifies the hooks. So it automatically does the re-rendering. I do not have to do it.
Hooks you have implemented where?
Sir, hooks in the that vital stage. I have a vital stage which renders this data after fetching from Firebase.
Okay. Using Firebase. Cool. So what's the accuracy of the emotion detection?
Sir, by
that was the highest. When we use KNN, we get the highest accuracy of 84%. We did try to experiment with the artificial neural network since it was a classification problem, but we got lower accuracy because I think we do not have the time for hyperparameter tuning. Going forward, we should go forward with the artificial neural network rather than the KNN. I believe that's what I read in the research papers.
How much accuracy we got in ANN?
84.
Sir, it was In KNN we got 84. In artificial neural network, while we used only 3 layers and like sigmoid and ReLU as activation in the 3 layers. So we got somewhere close to 60 or 65%, and we knew that somewhere we are missing the trick.
Did you explore what you're missing?
Sir, we need to do some research. Maybe we had some biased data set, or like we might be overfitting the data. We have to explore that part. Like going forward, we should go forward with ANN. That's what I read in research paper, etc. as well.
So it's because multiple data sets for the same use case.
Sir, like we scraped the data out of like whatever was available on websites. So we currently have the one data set that we have received from the website, that web sources, and another one we are manually building it, like testing it on ourselves.
Compare benchmark of different data sets for the same model you prepared.
No, so we did not do the benchmarking of the data sets.
Users' medical history and data is uploaded in the platform, and I assume when a doctor appointment is booked, it is shared with the doctor as well, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So do you share all the patient's medical history of entire multiple years with the doctor?
Sir, yeah, currently if in our app you do this, yes, it will be shared. I think that should be regulated to the doctor whenever his consulting has started, and like prior to that, if he needs some data, he should ask the user for it directly.
So we are running. And so in some of the cases, doctor demands diagnosis report of certain labs only. So he need to like store only those labs report.
Lab reports, anyways, there is no option for user to upload, right? Only a doctor can upload, and doctor won't have the diagnosis.
Yeah, doctor can upload. If doctor like validate this he can only go with this lab report only. Then he can upload this lab report. If a doctor finds that this
report comes from diagnostic center, and in your application there is no feature for user to upload a report. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, that's a feature that
we have only
currently does not
can upload this.
That's a bug, right, or a issue?
Yes, sir. Going forward, as you clearly mentioned, that all the history of the patient should not be available to the doctor. That's one thing. And then another thing should be that if a doctor requests some file, there should be a mechanism so that the user can upload that file directly to a doctor.
Cool. I don't have any more questions.
So I think
any more questions?
Most of the question has been asked by the sir. I have only one issue with this project. Like I have the same device right now in my room, which is a patch, right? And I can just put the patch here, and it will transmit all the data to the server, to the concerned company, and they are providing me everything which you are talking about. All data they are giving. The temperature, pulse, even.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah, and they are asking me time to time about the feedback, that how I am feeling, I am depressed, I am happy, and everything about my emotion, right? So that is
yes.
a company, and I got this project for the demo only. They sent to me for the demonstration, and I used that product for 15 days. And I observe all the parameters on the website which you are talking about, right? And they are actually, they send us in Amity University just for the demonstration because of the Ministry of Health. They want, Ministry of Health want that product for their employees. And that's why they contact to us and to demonstrate it and to use it. So I was one of the volunteers in that project, right? So I think you are talking about is already implemented, so I didn't find anything new. I will not go with the technicality because already Kuldeep sir and Siddharth sir share about the technicality. But the novelty part is not there in the project.
Okay, sir. So, sir, do you manually feel the emotions what you are feeling, or does it automatically detect your emotion, the product that you are using currently?
I'm just taking all the physical parameters of my body because I just pasted it on my chest, and it is taking all the parameters. Even I don't think how they are taking the glucose level of my blood also. But I was feeding the emotion level in every 2 days, that's how I am feeling. and what is my status of the brain, to check the mental health of my body, right? And
Okay, sir.
also they are asking, they have the set of total 60 questions, right? It's a psychometric test. It is written that psychometric test, and they ask everything about it, about me, about my relation, about my daily routine, about my status, about my thinking. Even I'm a innovator, so they were also asked about the innovations from me. One, 2 or 3 questions they had in the psychometric test, that what is going on in the innovative side, right? So they were asking about me personally, everything. So
Okay, sir. So, yeah. Yes, sir.
so I think lots of companies are doing these things, right? Because the companies are working in this field.
Okay, sir. So I was not aware of. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Sanjeev.
Uh, yes, sir. As you mentioned that you have received only 15 of such devices from US, so it must be a newer technology which I was not aware of that companies are working. But we came up with this solution on our own. We did not we did not look it up somewhere, because I don't think it would be available in the public domain as well. Whatever you are saying for that public use.
It is not available, I think, right now, but it will be available because lots of companies are working in this field. Right, they are working in the monitoring of the health.
Yes, sir.
Asia, in India and Africa, right? Africa is a big market, and India is also a big market for this, because these two places are evolving right now. Okay, so that's why they are targeting these countries, and even after that company, I searched about it, so I found 4 or 5 companies based on Germany and US. They are working in the same field. Right?
Sure, sir.
So as a startup, I don't think that you can push them if they will come to India and they will come to other countries.
Definitely, sir. As you mentioned it, they are from outside of India.
Those companies, then only you can fight in the market.
Yes, sir. Like for doing a research, what they are doing, I need to know what, like, in order to get the knowledge what we are competing against, we need to have that knowledge. So currently we do not have that knowledge. Definitely what you are saying is absolutely true, that if they are giant companies, we do not stand a chance on our own. But since the technology is coming out of, let's say, college grads, out of, like, you can say that it's coming out of India. So definitely more and more R&D we can put in after this, and once we get to know what they are doing and what further improvements that we can do, then we might stand a competing chance against them.
Yes. So right now I'm saying about the novelty.
So there was.
Judges, we are running out of time.
Yeah, so there was one factor that we are actually predicting the emotions. So we are storing this emotion into our fireplace. When a doctor wants to learn about his previous history, he can figure out the emotion. Like I cannot suggest like 2 days BP or some sugar level. I cannot figure out what was his mental condition about 60 days ago. So we are storing his mental condition by predicting from our model, sir.
Even let me tell you one thing. I just memorized something. My one of the student after MTech, he joined SSB, right? And he is like the lieutenant in the army. And when he was in the physical health checkup, then he was also wearing a patch on the chest, and the army personnel was monitoring his parameter 24/7, right, for 20 days. So the same patch is using by the army, by the Indian Army, to monitor the health of the candidate, right, before joining. So he shown me the same patch which I was demonstrating for the company. So I think government is also referring these devices, right? And they are monitoring these things. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any more questions from jury? Okay. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, team. So now I would like everyone to wait, and soon we'll be announcing the results. To all the participants and jury member, it gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for the event. The judges will soon announce the result. Till then, past participants are requested to wait for a while. And now I'll like to request uh, Dr. R.N. Patel sir to address the gathering and share his words of wisdom. Sir, please address the gathering.
Yes. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Very nice to hear this entire session. Thanks, first of all, the team members of ECell for tireless effort for many months. And participants, it was really great to hear all of you, because as I came to know from our lead team ECL members, that most of you are, I think, first time, right? Kavita, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, sir. Many have participated from first year also.
First year, that's great sign. And in fact, your enthusiasm throughout the presentation is really appreciable. And more than that, the judges' enthusiasm, I would say, is really appreciable. Kuldeep, Siddharth, and Saket sir, everyone. So basically, it's a matter of honor for all of us to have host you all for this event, and it's really a pleasure. After a long time, I would say that I have heard this kind of a session where everybody is full of energy in the last minute of the day. So really, it reminded me of the of physical events. So we are missing this very much for a long time, and this is really a great pleasure. Hope to see you all soon. We are opening physically, so you're welcome to join us for the next time for a more exciting event of ECL in a offline mode. Thank you, Kavita and team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words. Now I would like to request Saket sir to shower his blessings on us. Sir, please. Sir, you are on mute.
Thank you. I just say that I'm also the part of the innovation cell in MIT, right? I'm running right now the MIT Innovation and Design Center, and we are also organizing lots of events like this from the last 2 years. And I'm the IPR head there, innovation and IPR head. So innovation and IPR is my part, and entrepreneur is another part headed by Dr. Ashish sir. So I don't think that MIT has these type of students who organize everything, right? Because they are busy in other stuffs also. Lots of stuffs are there in MIT. But yeah, your team is really good, sir, and they are working very hard. And I'm really impressed with the very nice ideas presented by the students. And one or two ideas I really impressed, and I will also inform to myself about those ideas, right? So that was a very good session. Even last 5 days I was taking the workshop for the students of NIT. I don't know the audience. I don't know about the audience. How many audience were joining the workshop, because I was live on YouTube. But I try to throw everything about the IoT and the IoT interfaces, the basic one, which I know. Right now I am in my room and this is my lab. And in this room I have all the accessories about the IoT, Arduino and everything. So innovation is my part. That's why I'm the part of this cell, and I'm really honored that Patel sir informed me about this workshop, about this hackathon, and I think somebody contacted me, that is I don't know the name of that person, who contacted me about it on WhatsApp, and I instantly said yes, that I will be the part of this event. So thank you very much, sir, for giving me this chance. to participate in this event. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, Saket.
Thank
sir.
you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Saket sir. Now I would like to request Samir Bajpai sir, head of CDC and IT Raipur, to share his valuable words with us. Sir, please.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I am very sorry at the outset. Let me extend my sincere apologies for not able to join you people since the start of the event. I joined in between, and there were some calls coming in, so I was actually here and there. But I actually congratulate you all, particularly my student team, for organizing this fantastic event. We all know that organizing online co-curricular or extracurricular activities are very challenging for us, because our students are practically online 24/7, and their online classes are going on. We have a very extensive examination system now because of online exams and all. And in spite of that, you people didn't lose your enthusiasm and continue to organize, because even if some students are getting benefited out of your efforts, that's what counts during these difficult times. And you were able to keep your flags flying. So I am very happy for that. And I congratulate Dr. Patel also and all your student leadership team. You have shown true leadership in these difficult times. And I'm sincerely thankful to Kuldeep particularly. He has been with us, supporting us, helping us in all our endeavors. Hats off to you, Kuldeep. I am sort of indebted to you in a way.
Really thankful, sir, for the opportunity.
My sincere thanks to you, and sincere thanks to Dr. Saket Kumar also for his kindly accepting our invite and joining us on this thing. And for the participants, actually, they participating in such events actually, and whether you win or not, you are already a winner if you have started thinking about innovative solutions and designing solution and prototypes for that. And one day you will, even if you today you have not won, that day is not far off when you will be a winner. Only my advice is continue that spark, that spirit in you of innovation, because future of India is in the hands of innovators. And India is at the cusp of a tremendous change actually. This country has not seen since, say, you can say 2000, 2500 years. So it's, you can say, these are changing times, and during these changing times, what will help you in good standing tall will be your innovative spirit. So, and again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to interact with you, and my best wishes for all of you, all the participants, all the judges, and my dear team. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. Now I would like to request Kuldeep sir, he is alumni of NIT Raipur, to share his knowledge with all of us. Please, sir.
Yeah, well, first of all, as Samir said, right, it like in this hard time, it is very good to see, like, that people are organizing such events. And as we say, like, we used to feel that this online thing is actually, like, easing our job, but then we know, like, that the schedule is not that easy to follow. We have a lot of things going on and stuff. So, yeah, commendable job to the whole team for organizing such event. Yeah, my say will only be like, again, to all the participants, right? This is all the phase of learning, and as I just learned, like, that many participants are just the beginners, right? So I think you participated in just one hackathon. This is not just the end, like, whether you win it or lose it, like, it is all part of growing and learning, like, be it if you want to do startups, you want to do job. These are all things that will definitely gonna help you. I can definitely tell you all the things that I did in my college. I used to participate in a lot of hackathons, and they are definitely helping me right now. Anything that I did, definitely they definitely helped me in, like, building my companies. And yeah, right now also they're helping me, like, climbing my current job that I'm doing at the company. So yeah, definitely whatever you do, whatever you're doing passionately is definitely gonna help you. Never stop learning. That will be my say. And yeah, as an producer also said, right, that since you decided to participate in this hackathon, you have already taken the first step of, like, actually growing, like, because a lot of people are actually, they have mentally declined themselves, that they cannot participate in the event. But since you have come this far, that definitely shows that you're one step ahead of them. And yeah, definitely keep it going. I think keep participating like certain hackathons. SIH is definitely a great opportunity. And I think it will just open up the whole world of you. And yeah, as I said, we just organized our first offline event after 2 years in Raipur, GDG Raipur in again 36 So I am very very excited to learn. I heard from few students that the college is actually again reopening on 21st March. So I am definitely hoping and excited to meet all you guys personally. And I think it will be fun and learning session. Yeah.
Thank you, Kuldeep sir. All your suggestions and will be very helpful to all the participants, and you are a great inspiration for us. Now I would like to invite Siddharth Shah sir. He is also a alumni of NIT Raipur to share his knowledge with all of us. Sir, please.
I'm actually impressed to see such amazing solutions here. Really appreciate the efforts and the learning mindset of the freshers. I really love hackathons because of the brainstorming sessions and the teamwork we do. And as Kuldeep mentioned, it actually helps in the career. Actually, I would say not only career but personal life as well. Hats off to the organizing team for having such an awesome hackathon. Thank you and for having me here and keep building.
Thank you, sir. You are also an inspiration for all of us. I would like to give a huge thank to all the jury members for taking out their valuable time and judging all the participants and inspiring them and motivating them and giving them so much knowledge that they would carry with them for their entire life. Now, the time is over and it's the result time. Before that, I would like to say one thing. I had heard somewhere that हार जीत परिणाम है, कोशिश हमारा काम है. I really appreciate all the steps taken by the students, and they participated, and that they tried to participate in this hackathon even with minimal amount of knowledge, and all the participants who reached to third round, that very well done, and you will be carrying out this knowledge in your entire life, and keep going and keep working hard. Now I like to invite Dr. Aryan Patel sir to please declare the results. So please.
Okay, thank you, Rita. We'll begin with the reverse side. Yeah. So the third prize goes to. I think, by the way, have you allowed people to join this session? I think
yes, sir. Participants have joined.
All the team?
Yes.
Okay. So the time for the result. Third prize goes to Lazy Singleton.
I give a huge shout out to Lazy Singletons.
And here is the second prize. Goes to 404 pound. Congratulations.
Congratulations, 404 not found.
I think they are found here. Just right now. Yeah. And the winners is any guess? Anybody? I think it is that. Indian Heart. They are the winners. Indian Heart.
Yes. Thank you, sir. We are second year computer science engineering graduate, so it's a very big feat for us. I don't have any words to. Yeah. Thank you, sir. We are obliged.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
So much, sir, that our work got acknowledged. Thank you to all the judges. And
we'll be seeking your help in future for sure. We'll be needing your help.
Yes, sir. We will totally incorporate all those ideas that you gave us, and the next version of the product will be the next gen revolution in our industry. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, team.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you everyone for the valuable time, and keep participating, keep learning, keep enjoying. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yamita, can I add
Yes,
a thing
sir.
before we leave?
Yeah, sure, Aditya.
This is Aditya. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to mention that what Saket sir said, that Saket sir, Kuldeep sir had a lot of brainstorming sessions for the entire week. It was really helpful for all the participants, especially for the participants and also the audience in general,
because there were fresh people entering college. They had very minimal knowledge about web development and especially IoT to mention. So thanks a lot Saket sir, thanks a lot Kuldeep sir to organizing such sessions. I hope we all hope to see you being with us for such sessions ahead as well. It was really insightful for all of us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Always obliged for the opportunity.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Any final message from Bharat?
Ji, sir.
Sir, any final message from you, sir?
Sir, you're not audible.
Okay. Actually, he's saying that is there any final message or he can leave?
Yes, sir.
He was asking.
No, that's all. We are done with the results.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. All the best. And Patel Saab, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
On this special day, you are spending a lot of time with us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure seeing you all on the street.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Teams.
Keep inspiring.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, sir.
Aditya, I guess you can leave.
Yeah, sure.